everything husky.
Good morning, it's another day, my friend. But soon the sunshine turns to moonlight, life goes on. It takes some time to say goodnight. You close your eyes to dream next thing. Tomorrow's here
It's a
again.
brand new day, never hold on to hate. Cause you was placed here to be great. Please take your place. All queens got a seat at my table. Cause without y'all, then the man ain't able. Melanated queen, connected to the universe. And so I gotta thank my mom for my birth. If hate is the curse, then love is the remedy. So I send you love no matter creed or identity. Until infinity, look at you like you kin to me. Even when we disagree, yo, you still kin to me. In other words, I can't bring you no trouble, can't bring you no beef, don't wanna see you deceased. Now if I'm coming at you, I'm coming with a business plan. Cause every day I'm on some, yo, let's get this money, man. Yeah, and that's my real plans. I rest my head at night, I wake up, I got another plan.
Good morning, it's another day, my friend. But soon the sunshine turns to moonlight, life goes on. It takes some time to say goodnight. You close your eyes to dream next thing. Tomorrow's here again.
It's a lot of high rappers tell me why we don't get money together, but we'll kill each other over whatever. Running down the freeway, we gonna own down. If Black Lives Matter, why we gonna own down? That's why they laugh and they think that we clowns. They hear what we say, but see how we get down. We gotta change that now, right now to be exact. Cause hurting that man's moms is not where it's at now. Old school, new school need to learn, yo. They put us in groups so they can make more dough. The young versus the old versus the young. Black versus white, you see the pattern, right? No unity, keep them all on some gutter-ish. This way they don't prosper and get rich. Yo, can't you see it's a trick? Just open your third eye and you'll see the full view of it. Now yo, what if the powers that be know that the real power lies within the people? That's us. And what if they using things like crayon colors, black and white, to separate the people? Hey, yo, you gotta wake up. Don't let them fool y'all. Spread love.
Good morning, it's another day, my friend. But soon the sunshine turns to moonlight, life goes on. It takes some time to say goodnight. You close your eyes to dream next thing. Tomorrow's. Good morning, it's another day, my friend. But soon the sunshine turns to moonlight, life goes on. It takes some time to say goodnight. You close your eyes to dream next thing. Tomorrow's here again. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
All right, what is up, everybody? Y'all know what to do. Good morning. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can see me. We gonna go ahead and get into it. Shout out to everybody who's in the building. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're back. I see y'all dropping the 1s in the chat. We should be good. I gotta see how I'm looking on the screen though. Woo, yeah, there we go. Looking all crispy and clean on the screen. Welcome, y'all. Welcome back to another YouTube live stream and another episode of the Music Morning Show. I'm your host, ClassE Beats of ClassEbeats.com. And today we're going to get back into our YSL coverage. As y'all know, that courtroom is about empty. It's crazy. We had so many defendants plead out last week, 4 to be exact. The foremost, or the most notable, being Young Thug. Y'all know Young Thug is free. They got him up out of there. A shout out to Mooney Lee for freeing the boys. He freed 4 of them boys over the weekend. He was putting in work. Either way, Young Thug is out, but the work is still not done. I'm sure some of y'all have seen some of the interviews that Doug Weinstein and Max Shard have been doing over the past few days, and they want us to continue to fight, continue to shine light on everything that's going on here in the YSL trial, because this thing is far from over, especially when it comes to Shannon Stillwell and Yak Gotti, aka Diamante Kendrick. But before I get into it, we're going to go ahead and say what's up to the people. Shout out to everybody who's in here, man. Of course, we have the awesome, amazing Amy is in here first thing in the morning, reminding y'all to like the video. We've got Andrea in here. Debbie Duncan's in the building. Drama Llama, Michi, Turquoise Tiger. A Fitz is up in here. Slim just became a new member. Welcome over there, Slim. We've got Valencia Kirkland. Nicholas is in here. We've got Anthony. Candace is in the building. FS Les Cleaver is in here. My guy, Walter Waller. Waller Custom Leather is in here as well. JB's in the building. Alicia, good morning. Who else do we have in here? I know I missed a couple of y'all. Shout out to Ashley Bryant. Always has some amazing comments in here. Tanya Johnson's in the building. Good to see you. Mr. Reese Washington is up in here. Governor Dang in the building. We've got Rosie. We've got Christina Flora up in here. Okay. The Honorable Attorney Kel Bell is back at it. Said, hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. Hope the same for you, Kel Bell. Always good to see you in here. Satin's in the building. Okay. We're going to go ahead and get into it. I'm going to be saying good morning to a couple of y'all as we go throughout the show, but we got to get back into the proceedings because trial is already underway. And you know, Judge Whitaker, she's feeling feisty on the Monday. I don't know what it is. She always gets her hair done over the weekend. Judge Whitaker, she be up in here acting brand new on Mondays for some reason. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. If y'all could do me one favor, make sure you like the video on your way in. Not only is it free, not only does it help the channel continue to grow, but lets the YouTube algorithm know that y'all are enjoying the show and it shares the video with more people. All right, here we go. We're going to get into it. Thank you again to everybody who's in here. And let's see what Judge Whitaker has to say first thing this morning. Let me skip ahead. And we got her. Here we go.
We've got about 4 or 5 things to take up.
Thank you,
before
Sharice.
the jury comes in. One of them is the instruction that we're going to give to the jury regarding the fact that we are proceeding right now with 2 defendants instead of 6. I have a proposed
Yeah, that's a big deal.
instruction from the state. I didn't see any proposed instructions from the defense. Were there any?
We sent it last night.
To Ms. Persfield?
Yeah, 10:01, I believe. Let me make sure it went out of my. It's not stuck in my outbox or something.
Okay.
Verify. You saw it, Matt? Yeah, I saw it. Y'all saw it.
Okay, well, I don't have it, which doesn't mean Ms. Persfield doesn't have it, but she typically sends me
It's that easy, Reverend
what
Michael
she gets.
Garrison.
So, and she'll be
Sister
back
Gar.
with us in just a second. I have worked on a version based on what Mr.
Sound is
Abadi
good?
sent,
All right,
but
awesome.
I'll obviously look at yours as well. Okay, so that's one thing. Then we have our witness list for the
All this, everybody's gone.
truncated week. There's a motion to limit autopsy photos. I guess this is from the drinks shooting. And then there's a motion to prohibit recall of Detective Thorpe, which I actually haven't even had a chance to read yet, but if either
Shout out
of
to
those
Squirrel
is
Brain.
not opposed, then we can handle those in short order. And then with regard to, you know, when we actually left the jury last over a week ago, counsel for Mr. Nichols had moved for a mistrial, and I had denied a mistrial with prejudice, but inquired as to whether she was interested in a mistrial without prejudice. And of course, that issue is now moot.
Yep. We don't want that. No
And
mistrial.
I don't know what anybody who's still here's position currently is with regard to whether they feel any entitlement to a mistrial without prejudice, but I will hear from counsel for Mr. Kendricks and Mr. Stillwell as to that issue.
Mr. Kendrick is not interested in a mistrial without prejudice, Your Honor. So if that's
Okay.
not going to be granted,
All right,
one with prejudice is not going to be granted, we're not interested in without prejudice.
all right, well, have y'all
Yeah, and
moved?
this is a great question by James Rittenberry. Says, how different do you think this trial is going to be now? Very, very different. because it's essentially 2 versus the state. You know, they don't have the firepower that they had before. I think Max and Doug are going to do a great job, but they're going to have a lot more work to do. And I think we're going to see Mr. App back in there. Max is going to be up at the stand a lot more. So it's just going to, it's going to be completely different because these 2 guys right here, I mean, everything's on them. The entire RICO trial is on them now.
For one, with prejudice with regard to
Well,
what our last issue was.
I believe under the Harvey rule that all of us had joined that unless we specifically opted out.
All right. Okay, well, that had been denied, so if there's nothing else with regard to that, y'all do not want one without prejudice. All right. How about you, Mr. Short, on behalf of Mr. Stillwell?
Good morning, Your Honor. We are in the same position. We are not moving for a mistrial without prejudice.
All right. Well, that takes care of that issue.
Here's to a mistrial with prejudice.
How about let's look at our list of witnesses for the week. There are, thank you, 3, she brought it down to me, 3 witnesses who it is proposed not be shown on camera. And I believe the reason provided for that was each of those witnesses works in an undercover capacity. Is that right?
Come on.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay. Any objection on that?
Please.
Mr. Kendrick only objects to investigator, I believe it's Starks, just because I'm not sure why they should not be shown when they're featured on the Facebook page of the APD throwing a football and their image is shown.
See?
So I think if there was a concern about not
starting with the
showing
BS
that
already.
particular witness, they wouldn't be publicizing his face on Facebook.
Well, it may be that their face had not been associated with their name, which is no longer the case.
Well, no, it features his name. I wouldn't have said it otherwise, Your Honor.
Okay, appreciate that. Is that the case?
Your Honor, I wasn't aware of that until this moment.
Turn your
I know
mic
that,
on, lady.
He also works in the same unit as Investigator Flores.
Is that on?
It's not,
Of course not. I still don't know how to work a mic. This is crazy.
That investigator, Your Honor, we were unaware of that until this moment, so we're going to look.
All right, well, y'all check on that. That seems like a pretty valid objection, and no objection with regard to the other 2. So we can circle back on Starks, who wouldn't be called until later in the week anyway. All right, that takes care of that. Ms. Percival, Mr. Weinstein said that they had also forwarded at around 10 p.m. last night, a proposed jury instruction. Can you see whether you got that? And if so, forward it.
If you don't see it, I can resend it to you.
I only see.
Good morning, Mark.
If you don't mind just resending it, it might be the easiest way to do
I'll
it.
resend it.
Sorry, I don't see it.
No worries.
All right, in the meantime, how about the autopsy photos? Have y'all, on the drinks killing, have y'all discussed what is or is not coming in on that amongst yourselves?
We haven't, Your Honor, although I'm not going to say at this point that I believe we need judicial involvement. Unless Your Honor wants to be involved.
All right,
I just
what-
saw that this.
Okay, why don't y'all get together and see if y'all can come to agreement about what would come in, and if there's disagreement after y'all talk, then y'all bring that back up to me. Okay, the recalling of Detective Thorpe. You want to just give me a summary?
Yes, Your Honor. As Your Honor knows and has been doing in this case, you have discretion and control over the way evidence is presented and witnesses that are called. One thing that, from my observations, has been important with moving this case along is when a witness testifies and then we cross-examine that witness, you have been limiting the state on the redirect to the scope of the cross, which I think is important. Detective Thorpe
This clock is on.
testified previously as lead investigator for the Donovan Thomas case back in September, I believe, and he was on the stand for several days. The state, through discovery, provided me with a copy of a statement. There's been several statements made. This was around the time that Mr. Stillwell was in the car with Tiara Jones when she was shot, and then he was also served with arrest warrants at that time for Donovan Thomas. There is an interrogation that took place. Detective Thorpe is the individual who was in charge of questioning Mr. Stillwell. Detective Gaither walked in towards the middle of
Y'all don't want to
the
hear
interrogation.
Squirrel Brand again?
But this interrogation was never brought up by the state in their direct of Detective Thorpe back in September. I certainly did not bring it up. No defense counsel brought it up. So by recalling Thorpe and getting into this interrogation, that's something that they wouldn't have been allowed if, based on your Honor's previous rulings. Of course, every ruling is different, but based on your Honor's previous rulings, that would have been outside the scope of cross, or outside the scope of cross for them to get into that on redirect. And it just seems to me simply recalling him is just an end around of that rule that we've been abiding by.
All right, let me hear from the state on.
Yep, I agree.
So, Your Honor, with Detective Thorpe, he's going to be covering three, I'll call it categories of testimony. For one, he is going to be discussing Defendant Kendrick's statement to law enforcement that was pertaining to the Donovan Thomas murder. Also, Detective Thorpe was the lead detective, homicide detective, on the March 11th, 2022 murder of Christian McMiller and Darius Ford, which, as the state has articulated to this court before, is intrinsic to the Chamel drinks because it leads up to that murder.
Yeah, and I don't think the objection is as to that. So what's the third?
So, Your Honor, third is that the questioning, because Detective Thorpe is going to be testifying about those first two, the
sounds good.
State's questioning of Detective Thorpe in relation to Defendant Stillwell's statement, I would proffer would be 15 to 20 minutes. The state intends to ask Detective Thorpe questions, not play the statement, which alleviates need for fights over redactions or playing to the jury. So in the state's legally, the state is calling a witness to testify about relevant admissible evidence, specifically two statements of party opponent. And so the state feels that there's not a valid legal objection to keep out relevant admissible evidence, and the state also feels that Detective Thorpe is going to efficiently cover three topics which could be different witnesses.
Okay, but with regard, I don't think the issue is as to the other two. It's as to talking to him about Stillwell's statement from November of 2015, a topic we seemingly already covered. Why should y'all be able to get into that again? Is there something about that statement that is now, I mean, I guess you're saying it's relevant to the Drinks murder? Is that what your position is?
No, basically what they're saying is, well, Judge Whitaker, we kind of missed it the last time. So can we bring him back? And we might need to bring him back again. And we'll possibly bring him back one more time.
No, Your Honor. My position is that with Detective Thorpe on the stand, he's going to be discussing both current defendants in this case, their testimony and statements that he gave with them. He was going to already be discussing Defendant Kendrick's
Yeah,
statement.
I understand the other stuff.
So the state's position is that him discussing
they
the
want to
statement of party
redo.
opponent of Defendant Stillwell
Jeez.
is legally relevant admissible evidence.
Okay, but
And we have not covered that statement with the jury.
in any way?
No, Your Honor.
They've called Detective
They
Thorpe
should
to
have.
talk
That's the
about
problem.
This homicide.
This homicide being,
Donovan Thomas, 2015, January 10, 2015. And they never brought up my client's statement. They never, we certainly never brought up my client's statement. And we proceeded with trial since then with the understanding that they called the lead investigator in the case, and that wasn't what they, I don't really want to go get lost in the weeds.
Now talk about it,
But
Max.
I'll
Come
just leave
on.
it at that. They chose not to call to ask about that. Now they're asking months later to relitigate.
all right, so if you had Detective Thorpe on the stand talking to him about the Thomas murder already, which you did, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then it seems that that would have been the time to talk to him about Mr. Stillwell's statement from
Right.
around that time. And I mean, I appreciate, we can do it efficiently, but you already had him on once, so why weren't you covering, why is now the time to be covering that instead of back when you already called him?
Understood, Your Honor. Part of what the timing of this is because of Detective Dennis initially discussed Defendant Kendrick's statement. Because that testimony on that day was excluded, Detective Thorpe is
Got Atkins up there doing karate.
discussing that statement of Defendant Kendrick's. And because he's going to be discussing or testifying about that
What is he
statement,
doing?
the statement was in October with Defendant Kendrick. The statement with Defendant Stillwell is in November. And so the state feels that because he's going to be discussing that statement with Kendrick in October, it's relevant to have him briefly address the statement he also gave with Defendant Stillwell after that.
He still didn't answer the question. She said, why didn't y'all do it before? That was the question, not why you're going to ask him now. We know why you're going to ask him now, because you didn't do your job the first time. So answer the question.
Statement.
Well, that's a red herring, Your Honor, because the Dennis has nothing to do with this statement.
What is he doing?
Of Stillwell. He wasn't present. He couldn't have testified to that. So, yes, they may be calling Thorpe for different things, and that's not my issue.
Right.
But they just can't lump in something that they should have asked about months ago.
Yep.
So, Your Honor, the brass tacks of this issue is the state, of course, feels that this statement is favorable for the state's theory. Defense wants to keep it out, and the state's position is that a targeted question of Detective Thorpe, who was already, we're not adding a witness. The reason I brought up the other matters is because I think it's relevant in terms of the efficiency of the trial.
Making
we have
gang
one
signs.
witness covering 3 separate topics.
Look at that.
And a 15 to 20 minute questioning targeted of Detective Thorpe, who's already going to be testifying, is just relevant, admissible evidence that the state feels should not be legally excluded under a statutory or legal basis to exclude relevant admissible statement of a party opponent.
I mean, essentially, if you've been covering this trial, like, I don't know, incident by incident, I guess, which is sort of how y'all have been doing it, then you've already covered the Donovan Thomas murder with this witness. So it is like you're being able to do an in run around, well, gosh, we forgot to cover that on direct, and now we want to do it again. We want to redo. Essentially, we want to be able to recall him. And so why didn't you do it the first time?
Your Honor, I don't know exactly why.
Right, and so what we have ultimately is that there is no evidence. None.
Come on, dude. He said, I don't know why. Oh my God.
And so why didn't you do it the first time?
Your Honor, I don't know exactly why the state, there's not some secret or tactician trying to be gained by putting this statement in now. To be quite frank with the court, it's just the state, and sometimes this happens in trials.
Who is running this team?
A witness can be recalled to talk about testimony that has not been discussed.
All
And so
right,
this-
I mean, but essentially that's what you're doing, right? Is saying, okay, we haven't gotten to some of these things, but we'd also, while he's up here, like to be able to essentially recall him as to this other thing that we didn't cover before.
Well, Your Honor, the primary purpose of Detective Thorpe, and the reason I keep bringing up Kendrick's
This is
statement is because
crazy.
that's kind of, in the state's position, critical to why we're discussing this, because if he's going to be discussing one of the defendants in trial statement
Yeah.
at this present time, because that prior testimony is not in evidence, the state feels that it's important to talk about the other defendant remaining on trial statement that was close in time, because we're going
right.
to be, that's the main reason for now, Your Honor.
We'll get to you in a minute. Mr. Shart, how would you be prejudiced by this? I mean, you know about the statement. You are certainly capable of cross-examining.
I hope I am, but I've known about the statement.
State's making more work for them.
But the state made decisions
Oops.
not to, and I think it was strategic. Their strategy quite well.
That might be giving them a little too much credit.
Well, it's ironic.
Dang! Hold on. What? What did you say?
Capable of cross-examining.
Oh my gosh!
I hope I am, but I've known about the statement. But the state made decisions not to, and I think it was strategic. Their strategy quite well.
That might be giving them a little too much credit.
Well,
Sheesh. I told y'all about Monday Morning Judge Whitaker. She does not play. Oh my God.
it's ironic because Mr. Stillwell said things in his statement that were very helpful to Mr. Williams. And they chose not to put that into evidence. Now Mr. Williams is pled. Now all of a sudden they want to recall this gentleman to bring in that statement. And I've been proceeding with this trial over the last 3 months, under, I think, the fair belief based on the way things have been going, that wouldn't be admitted into evidence. Now, I'm not trying to throw anyone under the bus, but I find out about this. I see Detective Thorpe's name all of a sudden show up on a witness list when it wasn't on the upcoming witness list. And then it's, well, why are we recalling Detective Thorpe? And it's, well, to talk about Kendrick's statement, to talk about the Mac Miller and Darius Ford murder, which I get, but then it's like, oh, and we might ask him some questions about the statement your client gave that we didn't ask about back in September. And I don't think that's appropriate. And I think that, I don't think it's appropriate to be able to recall witnesses repeatedly to highlight, when you want to highlight them, what their testimony is. If this was going to be brought out, then it should have been brought out in September.
I guess
That's crazy.
if I deny it at this point in time, the defense can put on whatever case they're going to put on, if they're going to put on a case. But I think that you had indicated before you had at least some defense case. Is that right? I mean, you had indicated that before. Anyway, if you do, then they get a chance to have a rebuttal case anyway, so they could put it up then. I mean, I guess we could do it that way.
I'm telling y'all, man, I understand somebody wanting to go home and not want to be in prison. But y'all can see Judge Whitaker is done with this trial. She can't stand the state. She's taking shots at them in open court. She knows we're watching. She knows everybody hears this. And she's saying that Max Shart is giving them too much credit by saying they were strategizing. Sheesh. Dog, man. Hey, listen, I'm glad you're out. But whew. Hey, listen, I'm not going to tell anybody to stay in jail. I'll say this non-guilty verdict is looking more and more and more likely as the more we go throughout this trial. Anyway, I'll let it play.
Right.
Jeez,
assuming
man.
it was a logical rebuttal to,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
to what we presented.
Judge Whitaker is,
All right,
is done.
Do you pretty much know what it is they want to be getting about whatever he may have said
I
in
don't.
November of 2015?
I mean, there's a 120-page transcript. It's I don't know, an hour and a half, I'll say.
Your Honor,
You gonna proffer what it is?
it's not a secret in terms
Go
of
ahead.
the whereabouts of defendant Stillwell is the key issue. He states unequivocally he was in Miami.
Okay.
And so, on the day of the murder. And so that is the,
Yeah, well, if he
main
wasn't in
point
Miami, then
of-
that's a problem.
there's no hiding the ball with it. That's the main, it's his whereabouts on the day of the murder.
All right. Any further
Well, it's
argument?
it's not that simple because there was a
Did
statement.
he go to Miami with the crowd that went to
I
Miami
think the
the
evidence
next
would
day?
show that he went the next day. And
Which
so,
is the day, I mean, it's easy enough to explain as well.
right. And so the video shows that Mr. Stillwell saying that he was in Miami. And then there's Detective Thorpe kind of unwinds that and says how that would be impossible. And then eventually Mr. Stillwell agrees. So,
Interesting.
it's like when you boil it down to a one sentence, he said he was in Miami. That really doesn't give the whole story. Now we're opening up to the whole video once again and exactly what was said in the context, because it wasn't him just saying, oh, I was in Miami, period. It becomes clear that he thought he was in Miami that day. And then when they talk about, he puts himself with Kenneth Copeland in Miami. And then they say, well, Kenneth Copeland was in my office after the homicide, so you couldn't have been in Miami. And then eventually, I think it's fair to say that Mr. Stillwell says, okay, I understand what you're saying. That's not a direct quote, but so that, I don't know why he's being recalled.
Okay, and why wasn't that presented to begin with, when you had him up here
doesn't
before
know.
talking about either the Thomas murder or when Mr. Stillwell came and gave a statement as a victim?
Your Honor, I don't know exactly why that was not presented earlier.
Oh my God.
All right, I'll think about that. He's not going to be our first witness.
I don't know why.
Yes, sir, Mr. Weinstein.
Wasn't
Good
presented
morning, Your
earlier.
Honor.
Yikes.
You mentioned end runs earlier today. If you recall, or maybe you don't know, Detective Dennis was the one that was supposed to be speaking about Mr. Kendrick's interview, and you rightfully sanctioned him. I would love for you to recall your righteous degree of anger at this point, but I won't bring that up.
Oh, I remember.
So I'd like you to keep that
Shout
in
out
your
to
mind
Doug.
while I'm talking. But this is an attempt by the state to do an end run around that. Now, I know later you said that if they had witnesses on the list already and they could go and then talk about things. So we had someone get up and start talking about, lyrics that wasn't initially supposed to talk about more than
Right.
Nibin matches. But I don't believe that Thorpe was supposed to come up again, and this is just an attempt to get
Doug is
this
funny.
testimony in about Mr. Kendrick's statement that was rightfully pretty much barred
All
by
right,
you
well,
by you
I'm-
stopping Dennis. So
I
I don't
understand.
think they should be allowed to do this end run. Your
Okay,
Honor.
I barred Dennis. I didn't, but at the same time, y'all asked, well, can topics be covered? If they were going to be covered by him, could they be covered by other witnesses? And I said, as long as there was somebody on the witness list already, that they couldn't add people, but that if they already had somebody on the witness list who could cover those things, that they would be permitted to cover those things.
Yeah.
So as long as we had Detective Thorpe somewhere on our witness list again, then I would deny that. So we had that long,
I'm not. Was
Order
he
of-
on y'all's witness list?
So basically what's going to happen is we're going to have a lot of hearsay objections, essentially, because if the state tries to do what Mr. Weinstein's saying and imply or bring up anything that Detective Dennis did, then as a part of that sanction that Judge Whitaker put in place, that testimony shouldn't really be allowed in. So we'll be interested to see what happens there.
Witnesses. Was he on there anywhere?
I don't believe he was on there again, but before I make that representation, I'd like the state to verify that.
All right, y'all, we got to talk about this garbage. What? What is this? What is this suit? I'm sorry to stop court proceedings for this, but this is absolutely terrible. I'm not going to be able to listen to anything Mr. Abadi says today. This is bad.
Okay, Your Honor, I'm pretty sure he was, but if he wasn't, he was on the main witness list.
Yeah.
The rules of evidence only require that the witness be included in the witness list.
Oh, I know. I don't know if you were with us yet when we had the debacle about Detective Dennis.
Goodness.
But that was a sanction. That wasn't an evidentiary ruling.
So Thorpe was not, I don't
said
believe
that was
Thorpe
Miss
was on the
Love
list
Sue.
to come back again. So this is an attempt to basically gut your sanction by bringing Thorpe back.
What color is that? That is garbage.
All right. If he was not on the witness list to be recalled, then I'm not going to permit it.
Your
Throw
Honor,
it
if I
away.
can recall our meeting at the bench, you didn't I don't believe you specified the
Yeah, I did.
shortened list. I think you said if he's a witness who's already been on the witness list, we cannot add anyone. But if he was a witness.
Okay,
on
we'll
the-
go back and check.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor.
Right Street,
Because that
that's
is not my
crazy.
recollection. My recollection
Skr
is
says, "I
if
like
they
the
were
color."
going to be testifying anyway, but they could not be added.
And my recall is the same as Your Honor's. Otherwise, your sanction would be
Yeah.
utterly meaningless.
But that was,
We're not going to argue about it right now. We're just going to go back and check and see. Somehow, not sure how, since the court reporter who took that down isn't with us right now. But we'll see what we can do.
go to the live
And it
stream,
was
Judge
at a
Whitaker.
bench conference, so there's not going to be any watching the live stream of that and getting the answer. Okay.
It'll recall your
Let's
memory.
turn to this jury instruction. Does everybody have the proposal from the other side?
I think court will be a little bit more interesting moving forward because y'all know Max and Doug are not going to hold back. Brian, he was a little bit more eloquent. Mr. Adams the same way. Even Mr. Matthews. Yeah. Doug and Max are just going to be making shots the entire time. Doug said, I would like you to recall your anger. Y'all are saying the color is eggplant? Oh, God.
Okay.
Let's skip ahead here. Y'all are saying sun faded purple. Yeesh. If that's plum, that's the worst plum I've ever seen. Why would anybody wear a plum suit? No, the color's terrible. Y'all are tripping.
Essentially, y'all both got good language. I'm basically kind of just putting it together, and then I'll give y'all what I'm proposing. And if y'all wanted to make sure that I can either read them in or y'all can file those as your
Smear law.
proposals if you want to for the instructions.
And, Your Honor, I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Are you planning on inquiring of the jurors if any of them cannot follow this instruction or?
I mean, no.
Okay.
That's not really what we typically do. It was just, I did it because, I mean, if you're asking somebody to disregard 3 days of testimony, that's a little unusual and more than they normally have to do. So that was why I did that in that instance.
Just talking about Judge Glanville being
I just normally
recused.
expect them to be able to follow my instructions.
Oh, man.
When you're through with this, Your Honor, I just want to clarify something with the court.
Amy says, looks like the grape gum I chewed and spit out as a child. Oh my.
Hey, yo.
That's crazy.
I can send this to you, or I can read it, or both. What I'm proposing is, members of the jury, you will notice that certain of the defendants are no longer before you for reasons that do not concern you. The prosecution of those co-defendants is no longer a part of this trial. You must not speculate, make assumptions, or draw any conclusions about the possible reasons for their absence, and their absence from this trial must not in any way affect your judgment or influence your verdict as to the defendants in this case, or I could say remaining in this case. You must base your deliberations and your verdict solely on the evidence presented, and an individual determination of guilt or innocence must be made as to each defendant.
Another BS jury instruction.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's fine with Mr. Kendrick.
Okay. Good for Mr. Stillwell, good for the state. All right.
And Your Honor, I just want to, since we're down to two defendants, I just want to make sure that we're still operating under the Harvey rule.
Well, I mean, do y'all want to? Unless you say differently, I'll assume a motion made by one of you is adopted by the other.
And an objection as well, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, and let's see where this witness list is. So Mr. Lee's still gonna be, we're gonna finish up with him, and he has, I would assume at this point, been instructed not to mention any incarcerations of any of the defendants.
He has been instructed, I'm going to re-instruct again now.
All right. Okay, and did either of the remaining defendants want any sort of an instruction? As you know, we had paused because he had mentioned a
That's
quay.
crazy.
Well, he had understandably read part of a post that said free quay. Anybody want any kind of instruction about that? Or at this point, would it? Okay.
Correct.
All right, anything else before we get the jury in?
May I just approach the evidence room?
Sure.
I just want to.
Laura.
And good morning, everybody.
And in that
You get 5 minutes before you bring the jury out.
Sure.
Thank you.
And in that 5 minutes, maybe we can change that clock, because that's going to confuse me all day long, because we changed to standard time a couple of days ago, and that's still on daylight savings. So maybe during the break, we could do that. All right, yes, let's recess for a few minutes.
We're putting a lot of faith in our IT department, Your Honor.
Y'all know we're delay game, all gas, no brakes. So we're going to skip through this recess BS and finally, hopefully get the jury back in here. How's everybody doing so far? Are y'all glad to be back? I'm glad to be back in here. I missed y'all. Appreciate you, Slick. Thank you for being here. All right, here we go.
I'll instruct them. Anything we need to discuss before we get the jury in, I'll instruct them, and then we'll get Mr. Lee back on the stand. Nope, okay. Let's go ahead and get the jury.
And are we going to pick up with Looney Lee? I guess that's the question. Where are we going to start from? I don't think they mentioned that earlier. Look at Max. He's ready to go. He said, "This is my time."
Thank you very much. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So I need to give you all an instruction, members of the jury. You will notice that certain of the co-defendants are no longer before you for reasons that do not concern you. The prosecution of those co-defendants is no longer a part of this trial. You must not speculate, make assumptions, or draw any conclusions about the possible reasons for their absence and their absence.
Let's keep it real. I mean, Kel Bell said it. Can we all agree the jury already knows what has been going on the last week? If they're anywhere near Fulton County, which we all know they are, they heard what happened. I mean, Judge Whitaker, come on. But I'll let her finish. Let me not interrupt. How could they not know?
Thank you very much. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So I need to give you all an instruction, members of the jury. You will notice that certain of the co-defendants are no longer before you for reasons that do not concern you. The prosecution of those co-defendants is no longer a part of this trial. You must not speculate, make assumptions, or draw any conclusions about the possible reasons for their absence, and their absence from this trial must not in any way affect your judgment or influence your verdict as to these defendants in this case. You must base your deliberations and your verdicts solely on the evidence presented, and an individual determination of guilt or innocence must be made as to each defendant. All right, somebody from the state, if you all want to get Mr. Lee back on the stand, we will finish up with his testimony. Thank you.
Okay, so they're bringing them back. Oh, yeah, you know the jury's like, they know what happened. Mark said, isn't all of ATL buzzing with what happened? Everybody knows. And if they went to the grocery store, they heard, hey, man, you heard about Thug getting released? Yeah, that's crazy. I can't believe it. I mean, there's probably people out there at the gas station wearing Free Thug shirt, playing Young Thug's music. They know. Walking through the courthouse. People are talking about it in the courthouse.
Seat, and I'll just remind you that you are still under oath. All right, go ahead, Ms. Hilton.
Thank you, Your Honor. 38. Good morning, Mr. Lee. How are you? All right. I'm going to pick up where we left off. I'm going to show you what's already been admitted as State's Exhibit 38NN. Thank you. Oh, Ms. Person, can you let her in? Thank you.
Michael Garrison said he's going to say free yak next. I mean, can we take a second and give Mooney Lee an applause? He got them boys out. Well, 3 of them at least. We know one was already serving a life sentence, but they were even able to have this conversation about Young Thug because of this guy. So shout out to Mooney Lee. AKA Slime Life Shoddy. What's up, Tesla?
Mr. Lee, looking at State's Exhibit 38NN, if you can tell us, what are you wearing in 38NN?
Shorts, jacket,
Okay.
mask.
And does the shorts and the jacket have words on it?
Yes.
What are the words?
Slap. Slap.
Do you
Make
have-
America slime again.
All right. And what, who is the, do you know who's the designer of that clothing?
Who made it?
Yes.
Miles.
Miles. Is that Miles Farley?
Yeah.
And do you call him Slatto?
Huh?
Does he have a nickname?
Miles.
Do you call him Slatto as well?
Do I call him that?
Yes.
If you go about it.
Have you called him that before?
Yeah.
All right. And in that picture, who is the person standing behind you?
Which one?
The one with his arm over your shoulder.
Look like yet.
You said the look like, is it Yak or?
Yeah, I think that's him.
All right. And the person that's next to you in the tan jumpsuit, do you know who that is?
To make
I
America
don't know
slime
his
again.
name.
Okay. All right. And then the person who we can't see the face, do you sitting here now remember or know who that is?
I don't remember who that is either.
All right.
Yeah, you
now
can't
I'm going
even
to
see
show
him.
you what's been admitted as State's Exhibit 39 and who is in that picture?
My two friends,
And who are they?
BB and Christian.
Okay. Do you know Christian's full name?
I forgot his last name.
Does the last name Eppinger sound familiar to you?
Yeah, I think that's it.
And BB, do you know his first name?
Rante.
I don't know what the point of this questioning is either.
And do you know whose Instagram posting this is?
I don't remember.
Okay. Do you see on the caption 2 emojis?
I can't hear you. I mean, can you say that again?
Sure. Do you see on the caption 2 emojis?
Yeah.
What are the 2 emojis?
I don't know what the first one is.
Okay.
The second one looked like a.
First one
It
is
looked like a snake, or it might be like, I don't know.
Okay. All right. As an artist, have you released a song entitled Where You From?
Yes.
Okay. And are you the writer of that song?
I didn't write it, but yeah,
So you didn't write any of the lyrics? Or
No.
did you write some of the lyrics?
I just said it.
Okay. When did you release that song?
I don't remember.
All right. Did you work with anyone to compose that song?
Yes.
Okay. So did you give input to the writers about the song?
here we go with the lyrics again.
Not that I know of. I don't know. The label just dropped it.
Okay. But before the label dropped, did you have to go to the studio and record it?
Yeah.
Okay. And prior to going to the studio to record the song, did you have some words on the paper? How did you know the words you were going to say in the song?
I just said it.
Okay, so you never wrote it. You just spit it from your head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spit it. Spit it from
Did
your
you
head.
have a video from
He
that
laughed.
song?
Did I shoot a video?
Yes.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. And have you had the opportunity with me to watch that video?
Yeah, I think we did.
All right. I'm going to show you what's been marked or previously marked as State's Exhibit 45 and N. Is that the disc with the
Spit
video
it from
that you
your
watched
head.
a few weeks ago?
Yikes.
Yes.
All right. And when you watched that video, did it appear to be a fair and accurate depiction of the video that you released for this song?
Yeah.
All right. Did it appear to have any additions or deletions?
No, not that I can recall.
All right. Your Honor, this time the state would like to tender and admit State's Exhibit 45 into evidence.
You may.
Spit it from your head while you was hip hop. Shout out to Asad. Said Miss Hilton said, "Did you spit it from your head while you hip hopping that evening? You know, did you drop something on the mic that night? Come on, Miss Hilton. I know you're not that old. Good grief. Let's skip ahead. Lord. Come on, Wooney, now. We need you to come through. You got to bring the rest of them home.
That we need.
There you go.
Gone from us for over a week, that we need a few minutes, but we need a few minutes. So I'm sorry. I'm going to excuse y'all to the jury room. Yeah.
The jury just got there, and they're kicking them back out. That is wild.
And Mr. Lee, I'm going to ask you to step outside for a few minutes.
Here we go.
Okay, so our first video
That's
is
true.
45NN, which is being offered to show that it's filmed in the Cleveland Avenue area, and then connections with, and I think you said assertions about gang activity. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's go ahead and watch and listen to this one. And then you said there are 2 more or 3 more?
There's one more music video, Your Honor,
Okay.
which we believe is a party opponent admission. That's Mr. Stillwell's music video. And then there is not a video, Your Honor, but a vlog or a vlog video in
Okay.
which Mr. Lee and others are in.
Okay.
Y'all know what a vlog is? Oh, here comes the copyright.
Where y'all nigga from?
Who's he
I ain't
signed
heard
to?
about y'all nigga. Oh God. Where you from, nigga? You from where?
Don't know
Howdy,
what a vlog is.
Nothing about you, sir. Look inside my eye, this ain't no cop.
Nah, they ain't gonna get me. I'm sorry, y'all. They ain't getting me today. Shout out to Wooney Lee. I'm gonna check out his music later, but we skipping through this video. No.
Your Honor, the entirety of the lyrics of this song is a part of the order
The state trying to
that
set
was
us all
filed.
up.
In this case, the lyrics order, Your Honor, it's enumerated as number 13 on the lyrics order. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. First of all, just as a general proposition, I'm
Thank you,
not
Brian.
sure why Wooney Lee performing under Slime Life Shorty, a music video that he puts out, would be admissible in this case against my client and Mr. Kendrick, for that matter. Well, I understand the argument that they're all co-conspirators, and I understand that that's a jury question, but I'm struggling on the furtherance of a conspiracy, because
You see that?
I can't believe that we would all take the view, and just take the view as a society, that every song written is somehow in furtherance of a conspiracy, even if it's written by someone who's under investigation, as Wooney Lee was at one time. I'm not sure when this song was published, but to me, just because Wooney Lee was once a co-conspirator doesn't mean his out-of-court statements just come in. And in this song, he engages in fiction and in hyperbole. Says, free Shannon, he the one who had them ranning with that cannon. Those words I would submit are part of this song because they happen to rhyme, but just because they happen to rhyme doesn't make them accurate or have trustworthiness or admissibility. And I would certainly object to just playing the song written by someone else that Mr. Stillwell has nothing to do with the writing, the lyrics, the production of, that references him committing crimes with firearms. That seems highly inappropriate, and I'm not sure what rule of evidence would dictate that that would be admissible.
All right, if these lyrics have already been litigated, though, we're not going to relitigate them now. So I think this was covered in that prior order.
Yes, Your Honor. These specific words are covered in the order on page. Go down to the page. I want to get cite to the right page within the order, Your Honor. On page 35 of the
That's
order,
true.
we list the lyrics
I'm gonna go listen to it, Amy.
that were litigated.
Well, I'll just put on the record that I wasn't exactly heard during that hearing. I don't believe, that's my personal feeling, and I'm just going to ask for, if we're sticking with the ruling back then, I'm going to ask for a continuing objection, and I just want to make
All
sure my
right, you can
objections
have
are
a
noted.
continuing objection, and to whatever extent you might be asking reconsideration, there is enough there that by a preponderance, this could be admissible under the co-conspirator exception. Now, whether the jury ultimately thinks that is the case or not is up to them, but evidentially speaking, the state has met its burden.
And Your Honor, the only thing I want to add is just the portion, and I don't want to relitigate all the lyrics, the portion about Free Little Rod, I would ask that that be redacted from the video as impermissible character evidence. I do appreciate that it's in the indictment, but it's in like page 40-something of the indictment in
Well,
a
the
4-hour.
jury's going to have
hilarious.
the indictment back with them when they go to deliberate, so whatever page it's on, they'll have an opportunity to look at it. And, you know, they'll be instructed to consider all of the issues that they're supposed to be considering in this case, so.
Yeah, and if I don't have case law at hand, and I don't even know if it would support my position, Your Honor, but it just seems that doing an end run around the rules of evidence by putting something in an indictment.
All right, well, that's not what the law holds, so I'm going to overrule your objection.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Y'all are not going to highlight that particular little 3 words, though, right? Okay.
No.
All right, next video. So that one is admissible and admitted over objection. What's the next? Can y'all cue up the next one? And what's the exhibit number for the next one?
Your Honor, this will be 47 NN.
Okay, and is this, you said this was a music video by Mr. Stillwell?
Yes, Your Honor.
And how is Mr. Lee introducing this one?
Because he's in the video, Your Honor.
Okay.
Dang, I want to hear
And
these. I
this
wish we
you
could play
will be
them.
offering as what? You said an admission by a party opponent?
We'll play a little
This
bit.
was also included in our lyrics order as well, Your Honor.
And so that's already, okay, so lyrics-wise, that determination has already been made. And do you plan to play it also because there's something visually we need to see?
Yes, Your Honor. This music video was also filmed at the same, we believe the
Okay.
same Exxon gas station or Texaco gas station, as well as Mr. Stillwell is wearing a YSL chain in the video. They
Yeah, we're not
some
going anywhere, Mr.
individuals in
Vegas.
the video use the YSL hand signals in the video, and it's only 30
Lord
seconds.
have mercy, we have litigated that issue to death, and y'all have shown that over and over and over again. So do we need it for anything other than that?
I believe the fact that they are filming it in the same location, which we believe is
All right, can you show that in like a 20-second clip?
the whole video is 38 seconds, Your Honor, so it's a very
Okay.
short video.
When we're saying the same location, the same Texaco,
Let's just watch it.
Shout out to Amber. Good morning.
And I ain't serving no pack, I'm trying to rob 'em. And I keep a stick.
We have seen this video like 30 times, but still.
Looking for who? Let it bang when you view. That's safe for you. But you flipped in the scene, I'm on rodeo. I'm that slam they always talk about. Hash they never touching them. I just beat a murderer. Pay my lawyer 30 for that. Man, my slams above the law. We ain't walking no court at all.
And we talked about this video so many times too.
Boy, shake these bodies off. And I wipe your nose in your femme face and just smile it off.
So he uses other language that we've discussed as far as wipe your nose. There's other individuals. Mr. Nichols is in this video as well as Mr. Lee is in this video, Your Honor. So the 38 seconds does more than just speak of co-conspirator statements, but also other evidence regarding the enterprise, Your Honor.
Can I just ask a question because it's unclear to me? When we're saying the same text code, what do we?
I believe that's the location at 151 Cleveland Avenue.
Oh, okay, on Cleveland Avenue.
All right. Any further argument?
I would just like a continuing objection. I acknowledge it's been litigated.
All right. And then what's the third one?
Your Honor, the third one is, I guess they call it vlogs, video logs, Your Honor. There's only certain timestamps that are relevant, and so I can
not vlogs.
Point to the certain timestamps that are actually relevant.
And then we'd only play those?
Only the relevant sections, yes.
Would be,
we only play the relevant portions. It's a 12-minute video, so we're cutting it down.
Shout out to the vlogs.
All right, so just play the portions that you would propose to play.
Okay. So the first, Your Honor, is going to be 0 seconds to 18 seconds.
Shout out to Amber for the 5 memberships. Thank you.
Tell me what the is going on.
I got about 24,000 on me right now. I feel like Kobe. 24 shots with me, drop it on the post me. Before I go, I'm gonna drop 20 more.
We're going to not play it from PowerPoint, just play the actual video.
Whose vlog is this?
The vlog is called A Night with YSL and 4L.
Right, who posted it?
They play the vlog on the iPhone. Let me do it this way.
And is Mr. Lee in it?
Yes.
Okay. And is this offering anything new?
Yes.
What?
So it shows Mr. Lee, they're at a music studio. There's a portion that shows Mr. Williams in the video. It shows Mr. Kendrick in the portion. It shows Mr. Farley in the video. And then specifically, Your Honor, there's a portion in which Mr. Lee,
we still got the sound.
Cameraman and another individual says something to the effect of that's why we put that shit on a nigga's tombstone, Your Honor.
Oh, Lord.
And what we have is a picture of that's already been admitted of the word slat across Donovan Thomas's tombstone. And so he specifically said they're actually talking about slime right before he makes that comment, and he does his finger over his mouth as in to say, shh, that's why we put that shit on the nigga's tombstone. And again, we have a picture of slat over Mr. Donovan Thomas.
Like superimposed over his?
No, his mother went to...
His actual tombstone has...
We could show you the picture, Your Honor.
Okay, well, I don't know how that could possibly fit with your theory of the case, but it's your case, so okay.
How slat across Donovan Thomas's tombstone? The word. Yeah. That's the opposition gang defacing.
I know. That makes it really weird. But it's not for me to determine. Let me see that part of the video.
That's going to be it. 318 to 348.
Okay.
Real hot, bro. These niggas on life support. What that was it on top?
God. Good luck, boy. Okay, good luck. Oh, shit, what's my God? Sign Road on now. Mount Zion Road. The nigga was not at the bottom. Shit been telling on me. And ESPN got bomb on me because we blowing nigga down. Tattoo, too. A long child with heart, with no sign of heartbroken kid, shit. I got ill out in 13. Get what? I refer young nigga with slime. This shit is in blood. We wrote this shit in blood. I probably had it before slime. And we also wrote it on nigga tombstone.
Where your tattoos at?
And we'll stop it right here, then we can show you the picture of slap written over Mr. Thomas's tombstone. Additionally, there's a section where Mr. Lee says, we have more stuff than you. And then he says, the only thing y'all have more than us is dead niggas. So that's another portion that.
Deadness?
Dead N-words. Dead N-words.
Oh, okay.
Judge Whitaker said, she said,
All
what?
right, so you would then propose to play those two portions? Because the rest
Shout
of it
out to
before
Amber.
then,
Thank you so much.
And there's one more portion that has Mr. Darius Ford.
Okay, I'm sorry. I misunderstood. I thought you were saying that Donovan Thomas's mother had slat engraved on her son's tombstone.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, I got you now.
Okay.
It's graffiti over his tombstone.
Yes, Your
Okay.
Honor.
All right, so, but the previous portions that are just, it's this person and that person, the other person, we already know all of that, right? So it would just be these two portions?
And then one last portion, Your Honor, that I don't think associates Mr. Lee with
Shout out to
Darius
Amber.
Ford, who was killed, is in this video as well. And that's a small portion at 9:08 to 9:11.
Y'all give me 1 second.
You're going to show that, or?
Yes, I'm
Okay,
showing it to you.
so it's going to be the 3:18 to 3:46 and potentially 9:08 to 9:11?
And then the portion I said where he says the only thing they have more is dead N-words, which
Okay.
is 054 to 133.
0:54 to 1:33?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Look like 50. Hey. Crazy,
We can pause right there. That's Mr. Ford, Your Honor.
Okay.
And that's it.
I'll hear from the defense on those three portions.
So, regarding the graffiti, I don't know why this, it seems to me like this is something that would be asked of Mr. Lee. And then if he, potentially this could be impeachment, but I don't know why the out-of-court statement in and of itself would be admissible.
Okay, so can y'all just ask him? Did you, during the filming of some video, did you say?
You're right. I think it is important for the jury to see the context in which he made this statement. This is not just a, hey, did you say this? They were literally talking about YSL, slime. He's showing his every slime play nasty. ESPN, we believe, is every slime play nasty tattoos. And then in the course of that, literally brags about putting something on someone's tombstone, Your Honor. Me asking him does not give the jury any of the context around how he said it, when he said it, and the fact of the matter is the smugness of what he says about it.
The what?
Why he says it. And
no, I heard just the last part.
The smugness.
The smugness
of how he says it. That, and I think that is important when this enterprise is claiming to not have killed Mr. Thomas, and it is the state's theory that this enterprise were the ones responsible for Mr. Thomas's death, and essentially even after his death, bragged about
Amber in the banner.
In songs, in music, and in videos such as this.
All right, I'm going to permit that.
Can I continue objecting?
Yes. All right, if that's the only issue, then those other two are portions are admitted without objection, and we can go ahead and get Mr. Lee and the jury back in.
And shout out to Amber for showing major love and support. I appreciate you, Amber. There she goes. Look at her. Look at that courtroom. Oh, that's so weird. Shout out to Law and Crime for doing this. Y'all know what they're doing. Hey, we need to give this cameraman needs to win an award. Look at this. That is insane. Courtroom was full less than 4 days ago. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Shout out to the cameraman for that shot. That's a great shot right there. And also thank you to Les Cleaver for the 10 bomb. Appreciate you. All right. No delay. Let's skip ahead.
I don't care about where you from.
Thank you. All right, go ahead, Ms. Hilton. That exhibit is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Permission to publish State's
may.
Exhibit 45NN.
Where y'all nigga from? I ain't heard about y'all nigga. Oh God. Where you from, nigga?
We're just gonna play the first 30 seconds of this.
Let me call these folk real fast. Don't know nothing about you, sir. Look inside my eye, this ain't no cap or no facade. Where I'm from, them young niggas go down, feel the ride. Where I'm from, don't care about where you from, fuck your squad. Familiar with the paper, we get some bad boys. Where you from, throw your set.
All right, I'm gonna let the video play, but we're gonna mute it because I don't want to get a copyright strike. So let's skip ahead to the end. We'll play the last few seconds of this.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like.
And we're going to end it at 2 minutes and 51 seconds.
Yeah, I want to listen to that song later,
though. Like portions that was at a gas station. Where was that gas station located?
Where, right here?
Yes.
On Cleveland.
Okay. Do you know the address on Cleveland, where it is?
No.
Let me ask you, is this the gas station that is across from the old McDonald's?
It might be the Chevron. I don't know which one it is.
Okay. Now, in that song, you talk about the ops. Who would you consider to be the ops of YSL?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Somebody in the song? I mean, in the song, I don't know who I was talking about. It's just something cool to use or say in your song.
What about outside of the song? You said that YSL is a gang the last time we talked. Who would be considered the ops of YSL, the gang?
I guess whoever say they is.
Who would you consider to be some of the ops of YSL, the gang?
Nobody.
Nobody. Okay. Do you consider YFN Lucci an op of YSL?
I don't consider him a YSL.
Within Instagram, have you ever talked about Lucci specifically with other individuals of YSL?
Yes.
Okay. And have you talked about him in a positive way, a negative way? What do you think?
Maybe clowning.
You clowned him?
Yeah, or laughing at something.
Okay. Do you recall ever speaking with Mr. Garlington about YFN Lucci specifically?
Yeah, it was a post on Instagram that was funny.
Do you ever recall speaking to Mr. Garlington in a direct message about YFN Lucci?
About a post that was made on Instagram, yes.
Okay. And do you recall what your conversation was with him, with Mr. Garlington?
Nah, I don't remember it by heart.
Okay.
It's a long time ago. World's End said clowning him, not clown. That's your department, Miss Hilton. Sheesh. Let her live, World's End. Goodness. Oh, Lord, he did not just put that right there. Come on, man. Lauren said he was 15 back then.
Mr. Sharp is looking at that one.
Lady Bliss knows what's up.
I have a specific objection to my need to approach.
Okay.
Another quick recess while the state pretends like they're getting their stuff together. But y'all know, we skipping ahead. Bill said, is that Miss Love in purple? Nope. It is not.
Yeah, that's in that packet I gave you.
Judge Whitaker's over there playing with the microphone again. Yeah, that is a Joker colored. It's too, for real. Good morning, y'all.
You have permission to approach? Yeah. Yes. Yes, you can. Mr. Lee, I'm going to show you what's been marked as 69 and N.
I can't believe some of y'all rock with this suit. It's terrible.
On the first page, page 1296, I want to direct you towards the bottom of the page. Do you see a message between yourself and an individual Scarface, spelled SXAR_FAXE?
Yes. Yeah.
And looking at the bottom of that page, do you see a conversation in which Scarface sends you a message that says, on God, what them N-words must done? They said something crazy. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. And is that message on February 19th, 2019?
Yeah.
Okay. And then do you see something where you respond to him and say that N-word Lucci and some N-words said something about don't say slat because they rats?
Yes.
Okay, and is that also on February 19, 2019?
Yeah.
All right. And then does Scarface respond to you on the same day and say, F them boys, I'll have to talk to you in person?
Yeah.
And then on the second page, do you
Right,
respond,
Kyrie?
say no more slime?
Yeah.
All right. And is that you talking about YFN Lucci?
I think, I don't know, because I don't remember the post, but I think so. I mean, I don't know who else that could be.
Okay. All right. Now, have you had the occasion to be in a video of a rap song with Mr. Shannon Stillwell?
You said, did I do a video with him?
Have you been in a video with him with one of his songs?
I think so. I don't know if it was his song, but yeah, he was on there.
Okay. And have you had the opportunity to look at that video in preparation for your testimony?
Yeah.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as Exhibit 47NN. Is that the video with Mr. Stillwell that you are also in the video?
On the CD you just gave me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see.
Your Honor, this time the state would like to tender State's Exhibit 47NN into evidence.
Should be another video.
All right, that's admitted, subject to the continuing objection.
I ain't serving no pack, I'm trying to rob him. And I keep a stick, ain't no avoiding no smoke. Drop top, cool. Looking for who? Let it bang when you view. That's safe for you. Get you flipped in the scene.
You got everybody in this video.
I'm that slam they always talk about. Hash they never touching them. I just beat a murderer. Pay my lawyer 30 for that. And my slams a butter law.
There's Woomy Lee.
And I wipe your nose in your femme face and just smile it off.
Man, y'all could hear, I don't know if all of you or most of you have listened to Thug's music, but you can really hear his influence throughout. Well, not only current music, but a lot of these guys that he was around too. Such a big influence, man.
Now,
he created a whole new wave.
On the side of that video, on the caption, do you see where it says OG.Bull slat talk?
Yeah.
Okay. Is slat a word that is used by members of YSL?
Slat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And what does slat
Obviously.
mean?
Your Honor, if we're going to publish this, I'm going to ask if there's a way we could move that box so that the jurors could fully...
I can't see what you're seeing on that screen, but if it's one of those gray boxes that seems to float a lot of times, can y'all do something about that?
We can't.
I can't even see what it looks like.
It's the podium screen, but I don't think it fits.
Well, I gotta put some respect on Amber's name. She sent 75. I put 50. Sheesh.
I don't think it fixed the other cameras.
Well, this is the one the jury sees.
Right, it's still messing. Okay.
Is it on that one?
We're good. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Field.
Fixed?
Yes. Fixed.
Okay, great.
Blurry, but fixed. What does slat mean?
It's just a word to use, like lingo.
Okay.
Slat.
And does slat have a
Anything.
specific?
It can mean anything you want, however you want to use it.
Okay. Does slats mean slime love all the time?
If you want to use it in that way, you can, but it's up to however you want to use it.
have you used that to mean slime love all the time?
Not that I can remember. I don't know.
Okay.
It's self-love all the time.
Do you recall taking a plea in this case?
Yes.
And do you recall filling out some documentation when you took the plea in this case?
Yes.
That's a great
And
answer.
in that documentation, was there a definition of what SLAT means?
I don't remember by heart.
Okay. Will taking a look at a copy of your plea agreement help refresh your memory as to whether or not there was a definition of what slime love all the time means?
No, I didn't say that wasn't a definition. I'm just saying, like, you asked me what do it mean. I'm telling you, it can mean whatever you want it to mean, however you want to use it.
Okay. So just so I'm clear, though, is that one of the ways you can use it?
Yeah.
All right. Now, in that video, where was that video filmed?
Can't you put it back up here? I wasn't even paying attention.
Sure.
All right, y'all are doing it. Type in the chat what you think SLAT stands
And
for.
looking at that freeze frame, are you able to tell where that video was filmed?
I can't really see the background, but I just know it's outside.
Okay. Does that look like the same gas station where your video was filmed?
I don't remember. That's why I asked, can you play it again? But it might be. I don't know.
Okay. We'll play a few seconds of it.
And I ain't serving no pack, I'm trying to rob him for something. And I keep a stick, ain't no avoiding no smoke.
Yeah, that's like a gas station.
The same gas station where your video was filmed?
It might be. I don't know.
Okay. And in that video, do you see Miles Farley?
She said, sure, love.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you also see Mr. Cormarvius Nichols in that video?
I don't know. I don't know. If he was, I wasn't paying attention.
All right. And in that video, is Mr. Stillwell wearing a YSL chain?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. And to your knowledge, do you know if Mr. Stillwell was ever signed to YSL, the record label?
I don't know. I know he was trying to get signed.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Now, a few years ago, did you have the occasion to be present at a hearing involving Mr. Rodalius Ryan and Damone Blaylock?
Yes.
And were you present in that hearing to support Mr. Ryan and Mr. Blaylock?
Yes.
Okay. At some point during the course of that hearing, did you ever send a brain emoji or a rat emoji to a young lady by the name of R. Smith?
Can you repeat that? I'm out of a cough.
So, at some point during the course of that hearing, did you ever send a brain emoji and a rat emoji to a young lady by the name of R. Smith?
Think so, yeah.
Excuse me, M. Smith. I'm sorry. What was your purpose of sending a rat emoji?
Because she was lying.
Okay. And why did you send her a brain emoji?
Because she was lying, and I just didn't know what was wrong with her brain.
Okay. Did you make any postings about Mr. Ryan after that hearing? Yes or no?
Yes.
All right. And Your Honor, I think we need to approach just very briefly.
All right.
And we're approaching again. Boy, the state is struggling today. It's like they're driving. They're like, like, what is going on? Like, didn't we meet before the jury came in to avoid all this? Ay, ay, ay. Y'all's SLAT meetings are wild.
Now,
It means self-love all the time.
in the picture that you posted, Do you remember the words that you said? Just generally, do you remember the words that you said?
What picture?
I believe I asked you after that hearing, did you post Mr. Ryan on social media?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And do you recall that post?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall the words that you said in the post?
Yeah.
All right. Specifically, I'm going to ask you about a portion that says, I'm sorry we made you thug early. Excuse me. P.S. I'm sorry we made you thug early, little thug. Do you recall posting that?
Yes.
Okay. What made you post that?
I was listening to a song and it reminded me of his situation. That was the lyrics to a song, Lil Boosie's song.
Okay. And what specifically about we made you thug reminded you of Mr. Ryan?
There you go, Teresa.
Like in the song, he referenced to himself as how the streets or your environment can take a childhood away from a kid, whether you're guilty or innocent or whatever the situation is. And I just felt like that related to his situation, that he had to grow up in the streets, and streets can strip a child of a childhood.
Okay. All right. Permission to approach, Your Honor?
You may.
And showing you what's been marked as 44 NN, is this the post that you made?
Yes.
All right. And is that a fair and accurate depiction of the post that you made? Does it look like the post?
Oh, yeah.
All right, Your Honor, this time the state would like to tender 44 NN into evidence.
Subject to prior objections, which I think are.
All right. Can y'all approach, please?
Oh
And
my
we're gonna take
gosh.
a quick bathroom break while we discuss this next thing.
All right, while they're taking another break, let me read some of these super chats real quick. Shout out to everybody who's in here. Thank you to everyone who liked the video so far. Over 500 likes. Oh my God. It'll take 2 seconds and we'll get back into the coverage. There was Amber again. Shout out to Amber Rain, gifted 5 memberships. If you got a membership from her, make sure you say thank you. She also dropped a 75 bomb. Oh man. She said, love ClassE Beats and the beautiful, amazing Amy. Appreciate you guys and the work that you do. Have a blessed day. And she dropped a 75 bomb. Shout out to Amber. Thank you so much, Amber. That's why you're my favorite, because you show so much love. Not only the super chat, but she does support in so many other ways. So thank you, Amber, for the love. You did not have to do that, but you know I appreciate you. All right, we've got Les Cleaver in the building. He drops the 10 bomb and says, God bless you, ClassE and Amy and chat family. I too appreciate all of you. Thank you. And then I gifted some memberships too. Y'all need to, oh man, should I do this? I'm not going to expose other YouTubers like this. You know what? I'm going to force YouTubers to show some love. Y'all. So YouTube, I think they give us 5 memberships that we can gift every month. So if you haven't seen your favorite YouTubers gift memberships, they're being greedy. So y'all can go ahead and harass all your favorite YouTubers and tell them, hey, have y'all gifted any memberships this month? Let them know, because they can do it. I called them out. They're going to hate me for that, but I don't care. Shout out to Mr. Brown dropping the 2 bomb. Thank you so much, Mr. Brown. All right, let's go ahead and get back into the trial. I appreciate y'all showing so much love and for the support and the super chats. Let me see. And that's how I was able to gift those 10, because I had some saved up from last month, apparently. Here we go.
After lunch, we'll just get through Mr. Lee and then break for lunch.
Thank you. We appreciate that, Your Honor.
She said they're going to finish with Wooney Lee and then break for lunch.
We'll just probably take her after lunch. We'll just get through Mr. Lee and then break for lunch.
Thank you. We appreciate that, Your Honor.
All right, let's get the jury, please.
Good morning, everybody. Yeah, you want me to
Thank
put
you.
get my hair like
You have to
Rooney
be
Lee?
seated and
I'm just
state
trying to make
44,
sure
the
that
picture
this.
is admitted. Go ahead, Ms. Hilton.
Thank you. May we publish 44N?
Back.
Now, is that the picture of the post that you made?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, a few moments ago, we talked about you sending the witness a rat emoji and a brain emoji. Have you heard of the term snitching?
Have I heard the term?
Yes.
Of course.
And what does snitching mean?
Telling on somebody or lying on somebody to make them go down for something.
And have you seen the rat emoji associated with snitching, or rat? That's a rat associated with snitching.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with a location called The Web in the Cleveland Avenue area?
I'm familiar with hearing the term, hearing the word, yeah.
And what is The Web?
It could be like wherever you decide to go chill at.
Well, I'm talking specifically, are you familiar with a specific location in the Cleveland Avenue area called The Web?
It's multiple places called the web.
Are they all in the Cleveland Avenue area?
No.
Okay, so I'm talking specific about Cleveland Avenue. Do you have a place in Cleveland Avenue that you are familiar with called The Web?
Yes.
Okay. Where is it located?
The park,
When you say the park, what do you mean?
Cleveland Avenue Park.
Okay. Are you familiar with a home that is called The Web in Cleveland Avenue?
Yeah, I heard somebody say that before.
Have you ever been to The Web?
Not that I can remember, I don't think so.
Some random questions.
Do you know what street it is on?
On Cleveland.
Oh my God. Didn't you just say that?
Now, as an artist, do you all sometimes do vlog videos or vlog videos?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you describe to the jury what is a vlog video?
Yo.
Just a video that you make. I mean,
A vlog video?
What happened?
a vlog is just a video.
Okay. And what normally is happening in the video?
People talking or doing stuff. I don't know, whatever you want to do in the vlog video.
Have you had the occasion to do a vlog video
Jesus.
titled A Night with 4L and YSL?
I know the video that you're talking about, but it's not my vlog video.
Okay. Are you in the vlog video?
Yes.
Okay. At portions, do you talk to the camera in that video?
Yes.
At portions, do you take the actual camera and start filming other people in the video?
Yeah.
All right. What is 4L?
For life.
Is 4L also a group?
It can be if you want it to be, but it's basically anybody can use it. Like,
Have you had an opportunity to look at that video prior to your testimony
Poor
today?
loco.
Can't say that again.
Have you had the opportunity to look at that video
Crazy.
prior to your testimony today?
I think, yeah.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as Exhibit 46 NN. Is that the video that we are referencing?
Yeah.
All right.
That's the title of it, I think.
Okay. Your Honor, this time the state would like to admit 46 NN and publish the relevant portions.
All right, that's admitted.
First, we're going to start at 9:08 seconds into the video.
Crazy, man.
And we're going to pause. The individual with the white shirt with the cup in his hand, who is that?
You said with the what in his hand?
The white shirt and the cup in his hand.
It look like Big.
Okay. Do you know Big's real name?
Darius.
All right. And the person with the pink hat, who is that?
I can't see their face that good.
Okay.
It look like R5.
R5?
Yeah.
Right. Do you know his real name?
No.
Okay. All right.
This
Now
video
I want to show
proves he,
you,
proves he made vlogs.
starting at 54 seconds to 1 minute and 33 seconds.
Shout out to the Dorseys in the building.
Y'all know we gonna tour. You better keep your distance. Don't come to no club. Don't come outside. Don't do shit. Stay your ass in your mama house. Better be in your mama basement. Making beats and shit. Don't bring your ass.
Now, first things first, is that you?
Right there. Yeah.
Okay. And that's you speaking, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
Out the house. Hey, look though. You niggas soft as fuck. You niggas, y'all got more money than you nigga, more you nigga, more brother than you nigga, more whatever. I don't think y'all nigga got more than us is dead now.
This in your video?
Yeah. You niggas got more dead niggas than us. Hey, I don't think these niggas got more than us is dead niggas.
And we'll pause right there. Is that you when you said the only thing that they have more of us is dead in words?
You said was that?
I mean, that could mean money, technically. So he could be saying they have more money than us.
At me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And now lastly, I'm going to show you 3 minutes and 18 seconds to 3 minutes and 48 seconds.
Yeah, y'all are asking, is Wooney Lee on trial? Listen, since we started this trial, every single one of the state's witnesses
I'm going to show you
has
3
been on
minutes and
trial.
18 seconds
Let's be
to
real.
3 minutes and 48 seconds.
They're trying to show, oh, these were terrible people and they're associated with YSL. I guess. I don't know.
What that was say though? What that was say on top?
God.
Good luck, boy.
Okay, good luck. Oh shit, what's my God?
Mount Zion Road on that. Mount Zion Road, you nigga was not at the bottom. Shit been telling on me. That ESPN got bomb on me because we blowing nigga down. Tattoo too. A long child with heart, with no sign of heartbroken kid shit.
I got ill out in 13.
Get what?
I refer young nigga with son.
And I'm going to pause right here for a quick second. You said that you had ESPN tattooed on you. What does ESPN mean?
I don't know.
What does ESPN stand for, y'all?
Have you ever heard Every slime play nasty.
Yeah.
Is that one of the meanings of ESPN?
I guess, if you want it to be.
Have you ever used ESPN to mean every slime play nasty?
Not that I can recall. I don't remember.
Okay. When you tattooed that on your body, did you tattoo it to mean anything specific?
I seen somebody with it first, and it looked cool, and I got it.
Okay. Are there other members of YSL that have that ESPN tattoo?
I don't know.
Okay. All right.
It's in blood. We wrote this shit in blood.
I probably had it before slime.
And we also wrote it on nigga tombstone.
Where your tattoos at?
And did you say we wrote that shit on blood? We also wrote that shit on a nigga tombstone?
ESPN.
No, we'll go back. You can tell me what you were referencing.
Yeah, I just said that.
Yeah, you just said what?
What you said?
Okay, let's go back. Two out, 338.
Shit.
I got ill out in 13.
See that one.
Get what?
I refer young nigga with slime.
This shit is in blood. We wrote this shit in
I
blood.
probably had it before slime.
And we also wrote it on nigga tombstone.
Where your tattoos at?
Do you say we wrote that shit in blood and we also wrote that shit on a nigga's tombstone and went like this? Shh.
That what it sound like I said.
All right. I want to show you what's already been admitted as State's Exhibit 4Y.
I still don't get what they're trying to say. I guess they're trying to associate and still
Showing what's
show
been admitted as 4Y. I want to zoom in.
YSL being a gang.
Is that a tombstone?
Ow. Dang. All right, now we're seeing it, y'all. They spray painted slat on Donovan Thomas's grave. Oh, man.
It looked like it.
Okay. Are you able to see the name of the tombstone? The name on the tombstone?
Oh, it
Yeesh.
say Don. I don't know what the rest of it say, but Thomas Jr.
All right. And do you see the word slat graffitied over his
That's
tombstone?
messed up.
Yes.
And I asked you earlier about the ops. Would Donovan Thomas Jr. be considered an op of YSL?
I don't know. Not that I know of. I don't know.
All right. Court's indulgence for a moment. No further questions.
All right, Mr. Charter, Mr. Weinstein.
Thank you, please, court.
That's nasty work, man.
Mr. Lee, good morning. How you doing today?
There you go, Tone.
All right.
All right. My name is Max Shard. I represent Shannon Stillwell. Okay, and you know Shannon, correct?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Want to ask you about this, the picture you just saw of the tombstone. You ever see that picture before today?
When they showed it to me, I think.
When who showed it to you?
She showed it to me last week, I think.
She being the prosecutor,
Yeah.
Miss Hilton?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
So, and you, on that
nasty.
vlog, I think you're calling it a vlog, you made a reference to a tombstone, correct?
Uh-huh.
All right, and were you referencing Donovan Thomas's tombstone?
No.
Okay. Well, let me just ask you about Donovan Thomas's tombstone, okay? Did you deface Donovan Thomas's tombstone?
No, I actually thought that was I thought somebody just made that. I didn't know somebody actually went there and did that to his real tombstone in real life.
So when you're saying you actually thought that, are you talking about when you made that vlog? You thought that, or?
I wasn't talking about that. I wasn't talking about his tombstone because I was talking about ESPN, and I said we wrote ESPN on the nigga tombstone. I never said we wrote Slat on the nigga tombstone. I ain't hear that in the video. So I wasn't talking about his tombstone.
Okay. So let me just ask you this. You said you personally did not deface any have you defaced any tombstones?
No.
Okay. Have you been present for the defacing of any tombstones?
No.
Okay. Regarding the picture you just saw on the screen of Donovan Thomas's, or the tombstone that said Donovan Thomas, do you personally know who did that?
No.
Okay. Do you know if it was one of your friends that did that?
I think I would know if they did that, but I don't know them doing that.
Do you know if it was another rapper who did that?
No, I never heard nobody. I never found out or heard nobody say they knew who did something like that.
Do you know if it was a fan who did that?
I don't know who did it.
Nobody knows.
Do you know when it was done?
No.
Okay. Mr. Lee, what is your profession?
Music.
Okay, you're a musical artist, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and in common terms, you're a rapper, you're a hip hop artist, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to ask you a little bit about your profession, okay? Is that okay? All right. When did you start deciding that maybe you wanted to be a musical artist? What age?
I think when I got out of high school, like 18, probably.
Okay.
Around 18.
Okay. Is that when you started, and how old are you now?
25.
Okay. Is that at
It had to have
age
been
18,
before
is when
that.
you started rapping and working on your craft, or had you been working on it beforehand?
I mean, I worked on it before, but that's when I took serious.
Okay. Well, I want to talk about before you started taking it serious. Okay. When did you start writing down lyrics?
8th grade.
8th grade. Okay. Did you, I understand that you, as an 8th grader, you might not have been taking it serious, or as you view serious as now, but if I asked 8th grade Mr. Wooney Lee what he wants to be, did you want to be a rapper back then?
Yeah, probably.
I think I did. I just didn't have the confidence.
And did you grow up in the Cleveland Avenue area?
Yeah.
Cleveland, say it
Were
right.
you the only person in your class who wanted to be a rapper?
No.
Okay. Did a lot of the young men and women, boys and girls that you went to school with, want to be rappers?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that a common dream in the neighborhood that you're from?
Yeah. It's almost the only dream.
Okay. Now, 8th grade, we're talking about age 13, is that fair?
I think so.
Okay, so we got, and you testified that you started taking things serious at age 18, so we got about 5 years between 13 and 18. Were you doing music that entire time?
Mm-hmm.
On and off.
Is that why you said you weren't taking it seriously?
Yeah, like on and off. I was doing music.
When did you start going to studios?
Real studios.
Any studios?
Told you 8th grade.
8th grade.
It was
okay.
a house studio though, like in somebody's house.
Where they have computers set up
Yeah,
and the ability to mix music and record,
Yeah.
etc. But not at the level that you get from a commercial studio.
Right, yeah. It was in a closet.
Okay. All right. When you said you started taking it seriously at 18, what changed? What is different between 17 and 18-year-old Wooney Lee as far as his music?
I mean, I was older, so I was
where's
able
Max
to go to
going with
real
this?
studios and see bigger things in music. I don't know. And it made me like, I mean, I guess because I was older and I was able to stay out longer or go to studios and stay out late with my friends at the studio. So it made me just like, I mean, I had the time to take it serious. I had the opportunity to take it serious now because I'm 18.
Gotcha. At some point, have you been able to sign a record deal?
Yeah.
Okay, who do you have a record deal with?
Alamo Records.
And where are they based out of?
New York.
Do they have any sort of affiliation with YSL, the record label? Other than you?
At all? You saying like, I mean, I don't know.
Are they one and the same?
What you mean?
Are they one and the same? Do the
What you
people
mean?
that run YSL record label run Alamo?
No.
Okay, are they the same people? Do the people that run Alamo run YSL?
No.
Record label. Okay. All right. And what year did you sign with Alamo?
2018.
Okay.
I was 19.
Okay.
I think that's 2018.
How many albums have you made in your career?
Tapes, I mean, 3.
3, okay. And when you say 3, how many songs have been released under?
On each one?
Yeah.
Maybe like 12 to 14 on each one.
Okay. And you rhyme under the name Slime Life Shorty, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you had hit songs?
Yeah.
Okay, could you tell me what your most popular songs are?
Don't Worry. Don't Worry, and Baby Boy.
Don't Worry?
Yeah.
Okay. When was that released?
Like 2020 or 2021. One of those years.
Okay.
I think it was 2021.
As a signed artist, do you perform live?
Yeah.
Okay. How often do you perform live?
Whenever I get booked.
How often is that?
Like every other weekend.
Okay. And how many people are you performing in front of on average?
I don't even remember the total. I'm
Thank
just
you,
saying
Hope
it's like
Alicious.
whatever the club capacity or the venue capacity is, like that.
Thousands, is that fair to say?
About thousands, but yeah.
Okay, about 1,000?
Yeah, 1,002, maybe, I don't know.
All right. Now, let me ask you this. As a signed artist, I'm not talking about when you were starting out. As a signed artist, do you have a team behind you at the record label?
Yeah.
Okay. Do they book your shows for you?
Management do that.
Okay. All right. Management does that. How about designing the graphics on your albums and things like that?
Yeah, they do that.
Okay. How about studio time? Who's in charge of booking studio time and paying for studio time?
The label and managers.
Okay. And your social media presence right now, do you have Instagram, Twitter, etc.?
Yeah.
Okay. And what is your moniker on Twitter, for instance? Is it Slime Life Shorty?
I don't even know. I don't even run my Twitter. My label and team do that type of stuff.
That was my next question. So as a signed artist, are you responsible for the tweets that you put out?
No.
Are you responsible for the Instagram posts that you put out as a signed artist?
Not 100% of them.
Okay. Does your record label utilize social media to garner their artist, you, attention.
Yeah, like they might feel like they know the best things to post or to say.
Is it part of a promotional plan?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
All right, Max,
These
come on now.
studio sessions that you're able to have the label book for you now, are those, who pays for those?
The label, though.
Okay. And are those typically at night or during the day?
It's really, you asking when do I book studios or when do
Yes.
people book studios?
When do you book studios?
Typically nighttime.
Okay. And just for my education, sometimes when people say, I'm at the Yo or I'm going to the Yo, what is the Yo?
Studio.
Okay, Yo is short for studio. Okay.
Yep.
Now, with what you have going on in the year 2024, with this label behind you, are you able to use your music to provide for your family
Yes.
and your children?
Yeah.
Okay, and do you view your music, your experience in the music industry as a success?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I want to talk to you a little bit about
Where you going with this, Max?
your efforts to break into the music industry, okay? All right. In those years before you were signed,
Oh yeah, we'll get there.
you said you went to people's houses to record.
Yeah.
Why did you go to people's houses as opposed to the studio?
I didn't have no money to book my own studio.
You didn't have the funds?
Yeah, I didn't have the funds to book a real studio session or my own studio session.
Okay, and when we're talking about booking a studio session, I think I know what you mean, but I want to make sure everyone does. You have to rent the room, correct?
Right.
And then you have to also pay an engineer.
Yeah, you gotta pay the engineer. Yeah, like whatever he charged per hour.
Okay. So back then, when you didn't have those funds, you were recording in people's houses. How about your social media at the time? Alamo wasn't running your social media when you were, before you were signed, were they?
No.
Okay. Who was in charge of your social media?
Me.
Okay. And did you try to use social media to increase the public's awareness of you as a rapper?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell me some ways in which you would do that?
I guess my name, Slime Light Shawty.
Okay. Did you use hashtags?
Yeah.
Did you talk about upcoming projects that you had coming out?
Yeah.
Did you include pictures of you at the studio or maybe the home studio working on your craft?
Right, yeah.
All right, here we go.
You wanted people to know that you're on the grind, that you're producing music, correct?
Yeah.
You wanted people to know about you. Okay. Did you include references to YSL?
Yes.
In your songs?
Yeah.
And in your social media posts, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and YSL, of course, is a label that at the time, you're younger than Jeffrey Williams, correct?
Yeah.
At the time when you were trying to make it through, YSL, in fact, had a very popular artist on that record label, correct?
Yeah.
Being Jeffrey Williams performing as Young Thug, correct?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Associating yourself with YSL is in your experience, were you able to bring in fans and potential fans and get them to pay attention to you by doing that, by associating yourself with YSL?
Of course.
Okay. Was that part of your strategy?
Mm-hmm. I hear it, JB, too.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. When you were just trying to make it, did you release songs on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay, like we just saw a song performed by Shannon, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and that song was on YouTube, correct?
Yeah.
All right, and it was only, I think, probably about 45 seconds long or something like that, shorter than the usual song, correct?
Right.
Okay, that sort of short song released on YouTube, is that something that before you made it, before you were signed, is that the type of thing that you would release on YouTube to get attention?
Yeah. Videos on YouTube, yeah.
That vlog, we keep calling it, A Night with YSL. I know that wasn't the label that you gave it. 46NN, it's in evidence. Is that the type of media that you would put on YouTube to garner attention to yourself?
Yeah, rappers do that.
Okay. Do you do that?
I was a part of that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the only vlog you ever released to the internet?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I never really released no vlog. I mean, like, I didn't release it, but I guess, like, you know, the cameraman, the camera crew that be around or whatever, they release it and name it whatever they want to, but yeah.
But you took part in it?
Yeah, yeah.
You willingly took part in it, right? And you wanted people to see you on the internet because you thought that would boost your career and the number of people that would potentially buy your music, correct?
Yeah.
So, in your experience as an up-and-coming rapper, songs released to YouTube, that's part of the process, correct?
Yeah.
Blog posts with hashtags that reference YSL or other popular rappers, that's part of the process, correct?
Yeah.
And
now, let's
We're
talk
waiting on it.
about your relationship with my client, Mr. Stillwell.
here we go.
What year did you meet Mr. Stillwell?
You don't remember.
Probably 2019, maybe.
Around.
I don't remember by heart.
Okay. You did not know him back 2014, 2015, 2016, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So in 2019, when you met him, would you consider him a friend?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how often would you see each other back in 2019, 2020?
Whenever he came to the studio or somebody was shooting a video or something like that,
Okay.
or a show or something.
So you just named three things: Shannon coming to the studio, someone shooting a video, or at a show. Let's unpack that. First of all, it seems that you're saying that your relationship with Shannon, you were friends, but it revolved around music. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, that's how we met.
Okay. When you say at a show, whose show would you see him at?
Their show, when they performed their song, or my show, or anybody who had a show that was around, they were rapping.
Okay. Music videos. Has he ever been present at any of your music videos?
I think so. I don't know. I can't remember.
Have you been present at his?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you better watch out.
Now, we talked, I think it's fair to say you're signed and you're at a certain level in your career now in 2024. When you met Shannon in 2019, to your knowledge, was he signed to a record?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. To your understanding, was he at that point in the process that you had been years before?
Yeah.
He's trying to make it, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get attention,
Yeah.
trying to get eyes on him.
Objection, that is speculation.
Sustained.
Yeah, they let him have a couple.
You mentioned seeing him at the studio. In that year, 2019, 2020, that time frame, how many days a week would you be in the studio?
Maybe 4 or 5 days out of the week.
Okay. And at that point, these 4 or 5 days of the week, that's Alamo Records paying for your studio time at this point, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and what studios would they rent for you?
It was different studios. I don't remember all the names of them, though.
Okay, what area of towns were they?
Like, Atlantic Station, like Northside Drive area. Around that area, Northside Drive somewhere.
Northside Drive, Atlantic Station.
I've been to a studio on
Were
Northside
there
Drive.
any around Cleveland Avenue?
It was a studio in Cleveland, but it wasn't, the label didn't book it. It was just somebody we knew.
Okay. What about on Fulton Industrial?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Do you know an individual by name of that goes by Mook Toven?
Right, yeah.
Okay, who is Mook? And that's Mooktoven. Who is Mook Toven?
That's the guy that had the studio on Cleveland Avenue at first. Then he moved around different places.
Is he someone that I guess your record label or an individual would contact to book a studio session?
Oh, y'all say, don't say I was in the studio. I mean, I was. I can't. There's a really nice studio off of Northside Drive.
Knight, could you do me a favor? Could you publish 38 NN? Okay. Mr. Lee, I want to talk to you about this post that the state has admitted as 38 NN into evidence. Okay, Mr. Stillwell's not in this photo, correct?
All right.
All right. Now, I see you wearing a hoodie and a pair of shorts that say slat and keep America slime. And it has make crossed out, and it says keep America slime. Who made those clothes?
Miles.
Okay, when you say Miles, who's Miles? Miles, is that Miles Farley?
Yeah.
Okay. Is Miles Farley a rapper?
Nah.
Does he
He
want to try to be sometimes?
He tried to be before.
Okay, but the reality is, he makes clothes.
Yeah.
That's how he makes a living, correct?
All right.
And he sells these clothes around Atlanta and around the world, correct?
No, I was not singing at the studio.
Okay. And these particular clothes that you're wearing were in fact made by Miles Farley, correct?
Yeah.
And is Miles Farley a friend of yours?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and does Miles Farley, these clothes that he sells, is it limited to only people that are rappers for YSL? Or does he sell it to the public?
He sells it to anybody who want to buy it.
Okay. And these clothes that you were wearing today, did Miles Farley, or clothes that you were wearing the date that this photo was taken, did Miles Farley give you those clothes to wear?
Yeah.
Okay. And did he ask you to wear them?
I'm pretty sure he probably wanted me to wear it.
And did you wear these clothes to do Miles Farley a favor?
Yeah.
To get his clothing brand out there so more people would buy those clothes.
Right.
And so that he could make a living
Right.
in his lane of this hip hop universe, correct?
Yeah.
All right. Miss Knight, could you do me a favor and publish, where are we?
That's funny. Y'all, that is not Miss Love, all right? I can't either stop it. Y'all keep saying, yo, why does Miss Love look so upset? I know it's not Miss Love. That's Adam Abadi. Oh my God.
40, no, excuse me, 39.
Oh my God.
And N.
That's crazy.
I'm sorry, 36 and N.
Michelle said, look at her shifting in her seat. Oh my God.
Let's talk about 36NN, States Exhibit 36NN. Who's in that photo?
That's hilarious, Michelle.
Me and Shannon.
Okay. And
everybody thought the same thing, Michelle. Don't feel bad.
where was this photo taken?
What's up, Sean?
At the studio?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh my God.
Do you see the words to the right, the caption?
Yeah.
And this is on OG Bull's page?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, those words, do those words look familiar to you?
Yeah.
And when I say the words, I'm saying F-U-C-K, the other side, put them on TVs about my dogs, going on. Those look familiar to you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whose words are those?
And lyrics to my song.
Those are lyrics to a song that you wrote?
Yeah.
Okay, what was the name of the song?
Or the love of it.
One more time?
Where's the love?
Okay, and what year was that song released?
It had to be in, I don't know when, but it had to be in 2020, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
Now, it says F the other side. When you wrote those lyrics, or when you performed those lyrics, were you speaking about a specific other side when you wrote that?
Specifically? No. I mean,
specifically.
No.
Say it right.
I mean, not nobody in specific.
Okay, let me ask you this. Are you familiar with the term drill?
Yeah.
And you familiar with the term trap music?
Right, yeah.
Okay. Would you agree that those are categories of hip hop, rap in the year 2024?
Yeah.
Okay, and it's kind of like an updated way of, it makes people that say like gangster rap seem a little old, because now there's all these different subdivisions, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So this idea of the other side, or ops.
Shoulder bent.
If I were to go on
my
YouTube
God.
and just pull up random songs, random hip hop songs released in 2024, would I see hundreds of rappers talking about their ops?
Objection, speculation.
I don't know what the question's going to be.
Would I, well, let me ask you this. I can fix it. Your
Okay.
Honor.
Do
In the year
rappers often talk
2024,
about
and even the
ops
years
in their music?
before, then leading to where we are today, has the concept or the theme of ops, is that a common theme in hip hop?
Objection, thing is a common theme.
If, to his knowledge, I'll permit it.
To your knowledge.
Everybody got ops when they make music.
Right. So rappers, you've
Great
seen rappers
answer.
in Atlanta use the
Ooh.
term ops.
And the music, yeah.
You've seen rappers in other cities use the term ops. Yeah. You've seen rappers in London, England, or other countries using the term ops, correct? Yeah.
Have you seen your 6-year-old nephew talk about ops? Yep. These kids, every kid, a little kid I know talks about ops at school. Like anyway.
Okay. There's nothing unique about the term ops.
Everybody got ops.
No, not me. In music by YSL or music by Slime Life Shorty or anything else. That's a common theme, correct? Yeah. Okay. You can just use it how you want to use it. Mm-hmm. So, in this song, where the lyrics are in front of it, and these are up until, where do your lyrics stop on this post? Where it says dog with 2 exclamation marks. It's not my dog. Okay, so from the beginning to the 2 exclamation points, those are your lyrics. So you talk about putting people on TVs about my dogs, right? Mm-hmm. And that's a reference to creating a news report about someone being harmed or killed, right? Mm-hmm. That's what you're saying as an artist. Yeah, it could be, yeah. Okay. Have you ever killed anyone? No. Okay. Was what you said in that lyric fiction? Yeah.
Legal system is the ops. Yes.
Is a lot of your music fiction? Yes. Okay. So here on this post, we have a picture of you and Shannon at the studio, and Shannon posting lyrics that you wrote, correct? Yeah. And that you are telling us now you wrote them as a work of fiction. They're not true, correct? All right. All right. Let's talk about hashtag NSLB. That stands for No Slime Left Behind, correct? Yeah. Okay. And that was, in fact, a title of one of your albums, correct? Yeah. Okay. And when you say No Slime Left Behind, why did you choose that as an album for one of your, or the title for one of your albums?
What does NSLB stand for, y'all? What do you think?
Because I feel like slime is a popular thing to push in music, I guess. Okay. The Left Behind part, have you growing up in Cleveland Avenue, have you seen some of your friends left behind? A lot of them. Okay. Does that make you feel good that some of your friends have been left behind? Nope. Okay. 2Bs. Hashtag 2Bs. What does 2B stand for? Big business. Big business? Yes, sir. And that's a phrase that you often say to people, correct? All right. You personally are synonymous with that phrase, big business. Correct? Yeah. Okay, and what does big business mean to you? You're doing it big. Whatever you do, do it big. Whatever business you in, make it big, make it count. And then we see a thanks for an exclusive AWS hat and for this crazy AWS one of none hoodie. Do people, when you're in the studio creating music, do people bring you clothing and just give it to you to market their, much the way Miles Farley does? Is that common? Yeah. Is that what Miles Farley does?
Objection, speculation.
Overruled.
Answer that. Yes. Is that what you do, like give me clothes to wear, give people clothes and stuff like that? Yes. Oh, yeah. And he comes to the studio to hand out those clothes often, correct?
Yeah.
It's a security law breach.
All right. Could I, Ms. Knight, could you now kindly put up 37 NN?
Now starting. Oh, chill.
Okay. Mr. Lee, 37 NN, that is my client Shannon in the picture, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And in this, it says, ain't none more compatible than a trench, a carbon while in the trenches, correct?
Yeah.
All right. And then afterwards it says, and this was posted September 18, 2020, correct?
I don't see the date, but I guess.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. Does it have the same hashtag, no slime left behind, and
Oh,
two
yeah.
B's?
Yeah.
Okay. And I also see on the bottom, hashtag book enriches on the way.
Uh-huh.
Book enriches was a song that Shannon was working on back in 2020, correct?
Right.
One of the songs that he was working on, correct?
Right.
How often would, you said that Alamo would book you,
That's just a
Studio
denim trench
time.
coat.
how many days a week? If you answer,
Never
I'm
seen that
sorry,
before.
I forgot what your answer was. How many days a week would you?
You said how
use?
often would they?
Yeah, no. How often would you be in the studio?
About 4 or 5 days out of the week.
Okay. And now, how often would you see? You said you see Shannon at the studio a lot. How often would you see Shannon at your studio sessions?
Maybe half of that time.
Okay. So, 2 to 3 times a week. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Okay. And the reality is, Alamo was paying for your studio sessions, but other people could show up at your studio sessions and try to get a little time on the mic with the engineer, correct?
Right.
And try to work on their craft when they didn't necessarily have the resources or the company or the label behind them to support them, correct?
Yeah.
Is that what Shannon was doing?
Yeah.
Sustained.
Okay. Book and Riches
Jumping
is
too fast.
a project that you knew him to be working on?
Yeah, I think it was a project, a tape.
And OTW stands for On the Way, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So back
Exactly.
when you were trying to make it, before you had Alamo behind you, you used to make posts on Instagram, correct?
Yeah.
You used to hashtag your projects
Yeah.
and try to let the public know that you're working on something, right?
All right.
And you would want the most views you could for your post, correct?
All right.
You'd want it out there. You'd want it reposted,
Yeah.
okay? And that's where association with Slime and Slat and YSL was able to work for you, correct?
Yeah.
Affiliating yourself musically with YSL led to a whole nother unaffiliated record label signing you to a contract, didn't it? Yeah. Because you had been able to demonstrate to them that you had the grassroots following that would make you a wise investment for those people in New York, correct?
Yeah.
All right. And part of growing that grassroots following is the social media posts, the hashtags, the free studio time, the wearing the clothes, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you heard other rappers completely unrelated to Cleveland Avenue, Atlanta, Georgia, Jeffrey Williams, use the term slime, slat in their raps?
Yeah.
Y'all trying to get the denim trench coat?
Yeah, I said yeah.
Have you seen athletes wipe their nose
Yeah.
to celebrate a sack or a touchdown?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I beg the court's indulgence.
Y'all F-bombs, that would be crazy.
I have no further questions. Thank you, Mr. Lee.
I hope he
Mr.
does.
Weinstein, do you have questions? All right, go ahead.
Ms. Knight, would you put up 38 and then? Good morning, Mr. Lee. I'm Doug Weinstein. I represent Diamante Kendrick. I think you know him as Yak Gotti, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so for you, just for convenience, I'll call him Yak, okay?
All right.
All right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Ms. Knight's putting up 38 NN. This is the third time, I guess, you've gotten to see this today. Do you recall where this photograph was taken?
At the studio.
At the studio. And y'all are standing outside the studio because I guess you're on a smoke break, is that correct? And you can't smoke in the studio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't smoke cigarettes in the studio.
Bet
Say that
not.
again?
Yeah,
That gets you up out of there.
cigarettes in there.
I'm glad you clarified that point. You can't smoke cigarettes in the studio, so you're standing outside. And Yak is right behind you in this picture, right?
Yeah.
And you're wearing your Miles Farley clothing, as we've already established. And most of your interactions with Yak were related to recording in the studio and music. Is that correct?
All right.
Did you guys do a song together?
Yeah.
What was the name of that song? Do you remember?
I don't even remember.
You don't remember?
I don't think we ever dropped it.
Never dropped it, but you got it on a reel somewhere, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So, in other words, your relationship with Yak is music oriented, right?
All right.
How many songs altogether do you think you've written before you were 18 and after 18? How many songs you put together?
I don't even know. I don't remember.
A lot.
Over 1,000?
Probably so.
Probably so. And those songs, are all those songs factual?
No.
Are all those songs autobiographical, things that you actually did?
Nope.
No.
So even though you came up on Cleveland, even though you're a rapper, you have an imagination? Is that correct?
Yeah, every artist do.
Every artist does, right?
Doug, that's
You
a
don't
crazy
lack an
question.
imagination because you're a rapper.
Right.
The vlogs that you go out and shoot, what's the process for that? Can you just explain it a little bit?
I don't even know.
Are you holding the camera at some point?
You saying? Are you talking about in that particular
Just
video?
in general, I'm sorry, you can take that down. I
Hey,
don't
free
wanna confuse things.
vlog,
In
man.
general?
In general, like the vlogs, I'd like you to talk about how you do those vlogs.
Stop it.
I guess somebody just record I don't know, whoever want to get on the camera, just talk or whatever. Talk about your music, talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Okay, and once that's all recorded, who edits that? Do you edit those vlogs?
Nah,
There's some other editor that does that work?
yeah.
Okay. You have any input into that?
Nah, I didn't even know it was going to get dropped.
Okay. And, you know, talking about that, there's a lot of people that have input into the vlog, right? But also into your lyrics. Is that correct?
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes. So does your producers have input into what goes into those lyrics?
Labels may make suggestions on what you should say or how you should say some stuff or what you should drop or what you should not drop.
Okay, so when we're looking at lyrics that you're singing, you may or may not have written those lyrics, correct?
I go SP1200.
Even if you have written those lyrics are maybe the product of input from the record label, right?
Yeah,
And there's certain things the record label wants in those lyrics, correct?
yeah,
There's certain things that are part of the genre of trap music that might be in there, or drill music, correct?
yeah. It depends on the image that the label want to push.
What was the image they were pushing for you?
Slime, I guess.
Slime. Okay, and so there's certain tropes, there's certain things that need to be in there, correct, and the label wants you to have those in there.
Objection, speculation.
Well, from your experience, does the label want you to have certain things in those lyrics?
I would think so. Yeah.
Okay. All right, I have no more questions for you. Thank you very much.
Redirect?
Yes, Your Honor. May we approach the court?
You may.
Your vlog is terrible, Amy. What are you talking about? I can't with the vlogs, man. Are y'all rocking with vlogs? Free vlog, man. We got free. Can y'all type free vlog in the chat? We got to free my boy vlog out here struggling in Fulton County. Man. I got to get free vlog shirts too. Yo, who is vlog?
Now, Mr. Lee, you talked about being signed to Alamo Records. Are you signed to a subsidiary of Alamo Records?
Can you repeat that?
Yes. Are you signed to a subsidiary of Alamo Records?
What does that mean?
Are you signed to OTF?
No.
Okay. Have you ever been signed to OTF?
No.
In one of your pictures, you're wearing an OTF chain. What is that chain for?
I was gifted that chain. I never signed no paperwork with OTL.
Is OTF affiliated with Alamo?
On paper, I don't know, but they have an OTF artist that's signed to them.
Okay. And who is that artist?
Look, oh,
Yes.
Oh, Your Honor, I'll withdraw.
Okay.
Free vlogs, man.
Now,
Thank you,
with
Julie.
Alamo Records, does Alamo Records have any specific colors that they represent?
What?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
No.
You're currently signed to Alamo, correct?
Yeah, you said colors though, right?
Yeah. Do they have any colors, specific colors?
Like in the office, what they wear, or what the artist should wear.
Do they have any colors specific to Alamo Records?
I think orange.
Okay. Do you have any hand signs specific to Alamo Records?
I don't know. Maybe an A sign.
Okay.
I don't know.
Does Alamo Records have any words like slat or slime related to their record label?
I think they just say Alamo.
Okay.
What? Okay, so can we bring up YMCMB then? Can we bring up Young Money, Cash Money, Billionaires? Dang, I need to. That's a dumb question.
Now, you were asked some questions on cross-examinations about your managers kind of running your social media. things
Yeah,
of that nature.
OTF, YFN.
Do your managers run your direct messages to other YSL members?
Vila.
Not that I know of, no.
So when you have the direct messages, is that you responding back and forth to individuals?
To people I know,
Yes.
probably so.
Young Money.
They talk, I think you were asked questions about managers kind of promoting your identity or who you're trying to be on social media. Do your managers control the words that come out of your mouth?
Not the words come out my mouth, but they control the, what is it called?
The songs
When
that
you
are
upload
released.
something. The captions.
Okay, but not the words that come out your mouth.
No.
You were asked about using YSL to gain notoriety. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you recall when you and I first started talking, probably a week and a half ago, that you said that you actually became affiliated with YSL because your music was already popping and they noticed it?
I said that's how I became an affiliate of, being around YSL, yeah.
So if your music came first, how is it that you were hashtagging YSL to gain more notoriety?
Because that's who I wanted to be signed to.
And you still aren't signed to them, correct?
No.
Not yet.
And you still represent YSL, is that fair?
I guess.
So he's got to get a contract before he can be YSL?
Is Miles Farley, excuse me, let me ask you this. How often have you been around Miles Farley?
All my life.
Exactly.
And are you aware if he has a tattoo on the back of his neck that is ESPN?
I don't know.
She said
big red letters?
I don't
FPN?
know. I don't remember if he do or not.
And is Miles Farley a member of YSL, to your knowledge?
If he say he is.
I'm asking you.
Sound like she said
If
EFPN.
he claim he is or not.
She switched
But
it
he's
up.
the one that's making all the Make America Slime clothing?
Yes.
And slime is language that is used by YSL members?
Yes. But you don't have to be YSL to say slime.
Right. But he's not just saying it, he's
It's
making
not.
clothing for it, right?
All right.
All right. Now,
What's your point, lady?
there was a lot of questioning about ops being a common theme in rap in music generally. Do you remember that line of questioning?
Yeah.
And speaking about the ops, is that usually someone of an opposition to whoever's rapping about it in the music that you've heard?
Can you say it again?
Sure.
What?
Would you agree with me that when they're talking about ops in rap music or any genre, they're speaking about someone opposite of them, whether it's an enemy or another group or someone feuding, it's someone opposite of the person rapping?
I just figured. Let's see.
Can be a baby mama or something.
Exactly.
A lot of
said
people
baby
make
mama.
these songs that talk about the baby mama, whoever you want to talk about your op.
That's
So
crazy.
even in that example, if the op is the baby mama, at that point in time, those two people are in disagreement with each other. Is that fair to say?
I guess. I don't
That's
know.
wild. He's right though.
And with some of the songs that you've heard that talk about ops, in those instances, are you aware of people who are part of maybe that rapper's groups actually committing violence against the ops?
Hold on, say it again.
Sure. So they asked you about rappers who talk about the ops. Do you remember that? In those songs, if the rappers are talking about the ops, are you aware if there has been any violence towards the ops that they are referring or talking about?
In the songs, I don't know.
I'm not sure if we're talking about a specific example or.
Sustained. He said he doesn't know anyway.
This is a terrible
When
line
you
of
were asked
questioning.
about-
Go
Go ahead and
And
ask
what,
your next.
what song? Like, what are you saying?
Yeah, don't worry about it. Just ask your next question.
You were asked about whether you've seen athletes use the word slime or slat and wipe their nose. Do you remember being asked that question?
Yeah.
The athletes that you were thinking of, are any of them associated with the gang YSL?
I don't know what they're associated with.
Have you seen any of the athletes that you were thinking of in the Cleveland Avenue neighborhood?
I don't remember. I didn't see them on Cleveland, I just see them online doing it.
Okay. Now, you were asked about whether your songs are fictional. Do you remember being asked a series of questions about that?
Yes.
All right. In the song that we played, Where You From, do you talk about Cleveland Avenue?
Yeah, I think I said I'm from Cleveland Avenue.
Is that a fiction that you're from Cleveland Avenue?
No.
Huh?
No.
Okay. You talk about Little Rod in that song. Is that a real person?
Yeah.
So that's not fiction. Is that fair to say?
No.
Okay. You also talk about Big Boo in that song. Is that a real person?
Yeah, he a real person.
All right. You talk about Woody in that song. Is that real?
Is he a real person?
Yes.
Yeah, he a real person.
All right. You talk about Poke in that song. Is Poke a real person?
Yeah.
Okay. You talk about Shannon in that song. Is that a real person?
Yeah, he a real person.
You talk about Took in that song. Is that a real person?
Yeah.
You talking about Santa Claus? Is he a real person?
So would you say
That's
that
crazy.
song specifically is not a song that is fictional?
That's I withdraw my objection.
Answer.
Yeah, you can answer that.
Can you ask this question again?
Sure.
Sure.
So would you say that there's portions of that song that are not fictional?
There is certain parts, like I guess the names are not fake.
And Lil Woody said it.
You talked about Boo being
Mixing in
being
truth
called
with
a
some
rat.
lies.
Is that something that was fictional?
Him being a rat is fictional? Or
Being
him
called a rat.
Yeah,
Yes, that is fictional that he was called a rat?
he was called a rat.
So that's true.
Right.
Court's indulgence for in your experience or to your knowledge, do some rappers rap about their lived experiences or rap about crimes that they have committed in the past?
You said, do they rap about the crimes they have committed in the past?
Yes, to your knowledge.
I don't know if it's real or fake, what they did in their past or not. I don't know.
Court's indulgence for a moment. No further questions.
All right, any recalls?
Yeah, Max said it
All
all.
right, Mr. Lee, you are free to go. We'll go ahead and take our lunch break right now. Let's plan to be back at, I think we can be back at 1:15.
Shout out to Woonie Lee, man. Woonie freed them boys. And he's up out of here. Wow, what do y'all think about that, man? Yeah, Miss Hilton, I don't think she did a great job during cross-examination. I mean, we all know it's an art form. So just because you put real people in there, I mean, there's so many instances you could point to with lyrics that don't even make any sense. Mr. Vegas said, oh yeah, I agree. They all acting besides Yak and Shannon. Ooh, uh-oh. And Woody.
All right, with
Don't
regard
forget
to
Woody.
timing, I haven't heard back from the other court, but they know we want Dr. Sullivan. They're finished. Okay, great, thanks.
Yeah, y'all want to bring the family on the show?
Hopefully we'll hear over the lunch break from Ms. Winfrey about that bench conference. So I'll update y'all when we return, assuming I've got that information by then. All right, see y'all back in an hour.
She said, good job, Winnie. Oh, Michelle, you're hilarious. All right, y'all, that is it. Let me read a couple more of these super chats. What do y'all think about court proceedings today? Seems like a little bit of a slow start from Max, but he's getting there. He built it up and made his point about how record labels work, how advertising works, how YSL in general works, being slime, slat, all that works. So again, I'm not seeing from this what the state is trying to prove, other than, again, that YSL was a gang. And I was like, we don't know. We don't care at this point. We don't care. Young Thug is gone. Nobody cares about YSL right now. What we want to know is, are those two guys guilty or innocent? 403. Waste of time. Mr. Vegas says slow start. It got going though. Shout out to Denise in here, says she did a terrible job. It's not a crime to be in the gang, and they have a right. And they have a right of freedom of speech, is what I think you meant to say. People say what they want. You can't silence nobody. I agree. 403 from 304. Oh, Lord. Hey, yo, chill. Ashley Bryan said, in the words of our favorite detective, horrible. Shout out to Detective Gaither, which I don't know. Do we still even know if that was her on the sand? Michelle said, yeah, he pokes holes in the state's dumb A theory. I agree. Shauna is in here, says, did anyone hear what plea deals were offered to them? That's a great question. And no, Doug just said, we're going to deny them. Max said, we're denying, and the fight's going to keep going. Ann is in here, says, no idea what the state is trying to prove with this line of questioning. I don't know where they're going. He had a relationship with Yak, but there were like 6 other dudes in that picture that weren't even brought up, but she wants to focus on Yak for some reason. I don't get it, man.
So what we have ultimately is that there is no evidence, none.
All right, y'all, we are going to be back. Let me see here. Tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll look into court proceedings from this afternoon and see if maybe we can cover some of it tomorrow. It's election day tomorrow, so if you haven't gotten out and voted yet, make sure you get out and vote. I'm not sure what Judge Whitaker is going to do tomorrow, but we're going to be here. We're not going anywhere. Honestly, it would be fun to do an election day live stream, but I know things would probably get a little bit dicey over here on the channel. So I'm going to leave that be, and I'm going to go celebrate. I'm not going to say that. Anyway, it'll be a good time tomorrow. So we'll be back tomorrow, even though it's election day. I don't know if court's going to be in session, but if y'all want to make sure you don't miss out anytime we go live or drop a new video, make sure you click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any time we go live or drop a new video. Thank you to everyone who liked the video. I appreciate y'all. Nearly 1,000 likes. Almost everyone who's in here liked the video. It means a lot. I appreciate you. Shout out to the sponsor of today's show, Amber Rain, in the building. I hope y'all have a great rest of your afternoon. We will be back, and y'all know what to do. Keep growing, keep pushing, keep it classy. We gone. Peace.